Just like that, the trifecta of sports podcasting is back because here tonight, the Jersey Triad is in the building. It's Freebird Rules here on podcast night. All hands on deck. State of emergency, red and blue. We've got the fantasy lineups pulled up on our phones because there's only 3 weeks left in the fantasy football season. It's do or die time across the board. Who's real? Who's not? Who's really tanking? And who's going to screw themselves out of a top 5 pick? Alongside me, as always, are none other than my best friends and colleagues. To the left, Oscar O'Money Muniz, and to the right, garnering all the red and blue that he could possibly find, none other than the New York Football Giants themselves, Mikey Dayball De Jesus, in the building to break down everything that has been going on and the state of things across the board. Gentlemen,
how you feeling?
We're heading into week 12, baby.
Here it is.
We're heading into week 12.
It's the nitty gritty. He wasn't lying.
Thursday night football.
The nitty gritty. He didn't believe that you were going to be here. Papa, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
He thought he was lying. He's here live and living.
No man, woman, or baby or child is safe.
That shows the severity.
For the next hour and some change.
He's here. The first podcast he's been here. He's been working like crazy. It's been like 2 months since he came. 2 months ago he was here and it was for bad reasons. And now he's back for
It is for worse reasons.
We've got Thursday night football, Steelers and Browns. We're going to be breaking down that game. 24 hours away from more football. About a week away from Thanksgiving.
That damn towel. That's so many in my face.
I mean,
Monday night post.
Man.
You want to touch it? No. Oh, okay. No, not at all. Not at all.
Where do we start tonight?
There's a lot going on in the world today.
There is.
And unfortunately, a lot of it's coming from upstate New Jersey. It's both franchises. It's just not the red and the blue. You got an owner who has gone crazy and just start firing people left and right.
What's going
making
down?
Football moves.
Yeah,
Woody Johnson's just going rogue.
One of the bench Rodgers in
week 3.
Every dumpster is on fire.
He's firing people without even giving a heads up.
Fans are calling the radio station saying they wish they had Daniel Jones as their quarterback. I promise you, I've heard those words come out of people's mouths. That's how bad it is for the Jets right now.
They got
so as bad as I think we have
I'm waving the towel a certain way, Chris, because I don't want to he's already experienced it live with hitting him in
They got the Steelers and Titans both linked to Daniel Jones.
That's not going to happen
for next season.
That's not going to happen.
I just want the logo of my team removed from that group.
That's not going to happen.
But I mean, Las Vegas Raiders.
I can see the Raiders. Wherever he goes, he's not going to be a starter. The same could be said for.
Who's going to?
It depends where the Raiders draft him. Who's to say the Raiders don't win another game for the rest of the year? They could have the number 1 pick.
AR8.
Raiders aren't.
And that was AR8.
Aaron Rodgers 8. Maybe he might be. He's going to be looking for a new team too.
For the Giants, no.
They're saying he's not coming back in 2025 to the Jets.
No guarantee money.
If Aaron Rodgers is going to keep playing, then he's going to go to a place where they're going to let him do whatever he wants.
Minnesota. Just like Favre?
No. Woody said he's
Flores
done
and
with the
charade. Won't take that. And they have McCarty too, so they don't need
Woody gave up a 3rd-round pick. Woody wanted the Devontae Adams trade.
They swapped first too for that Aaron Rodgers.
No, I'm talking about the Devontae Adams trade earlier this year. Woody gave up a 3rd round and took on the contract. He wanted to make that move.
Yeah, and
the owner wanted to make that move.
Missing an entire year.
He wanted to do it for Aaron Rodgers.
Missing an entire year of Aaron Rodgers, who got hurt the first 8 seconds of last year's season. 39, 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers. This is supposed to be year 2 where, they were supposed to be better. The Devontae Adams trade, bringing him in, bringing in his boy Lazard.
This whole year, they've been acquiescing to everything that Rodgers had wanted. He said.
You fired the guy that was acquiescing to Rodgers.
I mean,
the dude who was doing everything Rodgers said just lost his job.
Well,
now because it's Woody doing whatever he wants.
The rumor is Douglas had nothing to do with that Devontae Adams trade.
Yeah, no, I'm hearing that too. I'm hearing that too. Everything that Woody's had his hands on this for honestly the majority of this whole year.
So did Douglas.
So he should look
Douglas
himself
be
in
like-
the mirror and fire himself like Jerry Jones.
Yeah, there's a lot
should
of
also
stuff
fire
coming out of
himself.
Gent's side of the world, and a lot of it's coming from Douglas supposedly.
Did the
because
GM
He's pissed.
Yeah,
because he lost his head coach, right?
he didn't lose him. They got
Joe
they fired
Douglas
him.
is
They
already
fired
been
him.
linked to going back to Baltimore where he came from, or coming to Pittsburgh to work with Weidel, who he was with in Baltimore when they were scouts and all that.
That'd be crazy.
We're going to talk about Douglas, but we're not going to act like Douglas. He's been drafting all these players. He drafted Sauce Gardner. He drafted Breece Allen. He drafted Garrett Wilson.
Yeah,
like he's drafted very good players.
Yeah, he has. Unfortunately, he missed on the quarterback. Honestly, that's what they're. That's really what they're really pinning all this on. They missed on the quarterback, and the Mekhi
But the owner
Becton
wanted
pick
Aaron
was
Rodgers
something
just
that
as
they can't
bad,
live with.
though.
I mean, I agree, but
Jets are another team that can't draft a quarterback though.
no, yeah, they'll do everything else right, but they
they'll
can't
draft
get the quarterback
well,
right.
but there's that position is not a position that they know how to like draft.
Right.
Like, who's the last? Did they even draft Chad Pennington?
I think they
Yeah.
did.
Oh, well, I mean, we're talking about over like 20 years ago. Like,
Even
they can't
Pennington,
draft a
I think they
That
quarterback.
was the last good guy they drafted.
I think they
At that
drafted
position.
Testaverde too, right?
I mean, you can't talk too much because Sanchez wasn't too terrible for his first couple of years there.
Yeah, but a lot of that was Rex too, though, from the defense.
And Rex wants to be their coach again.
He's advocating for that so badly.
Man.
Some of the, a lot of
Rex
the fans are screaming for that too, bringing Rex back.
Oh, he's got.
I don't think it's the right move
fond
for them, but
memories.
they're screaming for it.
Where do you go from here? Honestly, though, they're not any closer to doing.
Yeah,
anything,
but like Evan said on the radio, why go backwards too? Just because there's hard to see the future. Why go backwards?
We've been asking the Jets why go backwards for a long time. They're gonna keep moonwalking.
Yeah.
It might,
Even like one of his points or his things that he said was like, when the Giants kept losing, nobody was screaming and calling for Tom Coughlin to come back. You know what I mean? Like it was, so it's kind of. Like, I agree with him. There's no reason to go backwards, really. I don't think there's a reason to go backwards.
Rex,
and it's not to say that Rex isn't, is a bad head coach. Like he did great there and stuff like that.
Rex could be their spark.
He could be, but will it last like last time, where it was just a 2-year spark and then they're back to square one?
Part
He's
of the
another
problem,
one who never had a quarterback.
Part of the problem is Rex is doing really good on TV, so he's getting pushed by the talking heads to get a job back in the league. That's how
Alex
it works. Like he's already part of the circle. It's easy for him to be able to get like rehired. I'm hearing that Mike Vrabel is
Jets
linked
owner
to the Jets.
sounds like an issue.
No, he is. He's a problem. He's a big problem. A lot of people say he's the worst owner in all of sports, bro. Not just football.
It's just Jerry Jones.
All of sports. Jerry Jones is up there too as far as one of the worst owners. But
I don't think he's a bad owner. I think he's a terrible GM.
He's so tired, yo.
That boy said, "Dobby."
He's so tired in the booth watching the Cowboys lose at home, like stressed out. He don't even brush his hair. Just disheveled.
Yeah, it's his own fault.
Scratching his head.
He's the one after last season said they were all in,
and
he did nothing.
He should have never used that word. He should have never used that word all in. Because it
reminds me of that episode of Bar Rescue where the guy was like the bar manager and he's like, "Are you gonna do this?" "I'm all in. I'm all in." He goes, "If you say that phrase one more time."
Like I was looking at CeeDee Lamb on Monday night and I was saying to myself, like, yo, why is he still playing? Like, and if I had CeeDee Lamb right now in fantasy, how long before I have to start worrying about this guy potentially just like, because what do you play?
Well, a lot of those players are going to keep playing because their incentives in their contracts. Remember, they get X amount of dollars for Pro Bowls.
Cooper Rush was throwing the ball. Right?
It depends how far they are from even reaching those numbers because Cooper Rush is probably going to not get him the numbers.
Yo, if Dallas is trying to secure a top pick,
they threw it 60
why not throw Lance in to even further cement that top 5 pick?
I don't know. That's probably
that's
probably the best.
They have 3 wins.
They're not going to pick a quarterback.
They have 3 wins.
They're probably going to pick whoever's the best offensive lineman that's coming out.
Rumor is
I don't think they can get into the top 5.
They want Shador Sanders.
But Deion's already said no. And how? Listen,
man.
This is what I'm going to say.
That's from Michael Irvin himself. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell you.
He's the Cowboys version of you.
Pretty much. I'm
going to explain something to you.
But, Michael also makes a lot more money than me. He rubs elbows with these guys, and, they talk.
Yeah.
The Cowboys
You're right.
are going to have only $23 million in cap space.
I don't want to. He'll pay whatever tax he got to pay.
But let me make this perfectly clear for you. Where is he at?
I gotta go get Ashton Genty.
Where's Prescott?
If they're in
Things
their
aren't
top
gonna
5 and they don't get Shador, they're gonna try and get Travis Hunter.
Things aren't gonna get better until you do the right things and you do right by the people.
Dude, they're fucked. I don't know what the
Bro, it was over when Dak,
like,
when Dak was like, we suck. When he stood there and looked around and said, we suck. Like even
Here
he's done, bro. I knew it was.
I'm gonna tell you why Shador is not an option. This is why Shador is not an option. He has a $150 million dead money hit if he's to get cut next year.
Yeah, but they're not gonna cut him.
Cut who?
Dak.
No, they're not cut Dak.
All right,
They could draft.
he'll have a
Kid and still
$61
have
million dead money cap if they trade him cut him after before the 2026 season.
But why can't they trade
He's
him?
going nowhere.
But why can't they trade him?
Trading him is more realistic than actually cutting
Yeah.
him. They draft the rookie and keep Dak. Like he's not gonna.
They could trade him and keep half the contract.
I don't think Shador's going to be the answer for that.
I don't think Cowboys are gonna have a top 5 pick.
Yeah,
I think
nobody
having
thinks
3
that
wins,
Shador's the answer for them, but Jerry does. Jerry loves Dion. He loves his son.
having 3 wins screws them
I
out of
think
that
his
top
son
5
will talk
pick.
him out of it, like his son talked him out of Johnny Manziel.
His son needs to talk him out of the GM position.
Oh, they're
Because
trying.
It's time. Like it's time to move on. This is getting ridiculous at this point.
There
Like,
comes at a
it's
point where
getting ridiculous and embarrassing.
you got two. Oh,
And guess what? The Commanders are coming back. So now, not only is it that you have to deal with the Eagles, and it was just you and the Eagles. Now there's another threat looming. You know what I mean? Like,
see, Chris agrees with me. Dak is stuck in Dallas.
Somebody listen. If Cleveland's willing to give $230 million fully guaranteed to Deshaun Watson,
They're not drafting the Dallas Cowboys. If they had the 4th overall pick or the 5th overall pick, they're not picking Ashton Gentry. They're gonna pick whoever's the best lineman available because their offensive line is really not that good.
That's true.
So you got to go left tackle.
There's nothing good about them right now. What's good about the Cowboys right now?
I mean, they need another wide
Defensively, the
receiver,
scheme
really.
they're running doesn't work for them. Like I had this conversation with Nick.
Even Brandon
I
Aubrey
told
is
Nick, I
fucked
said,
up.
I don't understand why they switched Dan Quinn's system. All those players are Dan Quinn's system players.
Right.
Now you put Mike Zimmer in there, and Zimmer is completely different.
Zimmer can't do it.
And Zimmer thought, and like these are Nick's words, Zimmer thought the offense, they probably thought the offense was going to be good enough to where you score 24, 27 points a game, and you just got to hold them.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, well, guess what? Newsflash. He goes, it didn't work.
Messed them up.
He goes, all of them are gone after the year. It's going to be they're cleaning the entire house,
Well,
the
Mike
cupboard,
McCarthy's going.
everything.
So you're gonna want all these veteran guys learning new systems and shit like that?
It's all going to be new.
It
McCarthy
might-
won't be there.
Well, my point is, you might as well just bring
I
the
can
young
see
guys
them.
in.
I
Bring
can
the
see
young
them.
guys in, and we learn this new system.
I could see them bringing signing Ben Johnson from Detroit,
I mean,
the offensive coordinator.
That would be, I think, for him, intriguing. I think he would seriously consider a Dallas job. But the
We
problem,
already got talks
but the
about
problem
Belichick
taking with
and
the Dallas
Jacksonville.
job is the same problem with taking the
It all
Jets
comes
job.
down
You got
to
to deal with the owner.
Belichick likes Lawrence or not. If Belichick don't like Lawrence, he's not going to Jacksonville.
I don't think Belichick goes.
What you're saying is it like the Cowboys and Jets as far as like the problems with taking that job?
Yeah.
It's very toxic.
It's very toxic because of those owners, bro. So if you're a first time head coach,
Jets
you
owners,
really want your
we got a
first
Jets
job,
fan in the building. Jets owners like the Tyson fight, all pretend.
he's not when he's firing people. Oh, that shit's pretty real.
49ers supposedly could be a team to trade for Dak. I seen that would be crazy as hell on both parts for them to
Seeing
make a
the
deal
Cowboys
like that.
downfall me because I prayed for it.
The 49ers.
Don't worry,
traded for
someone
Dak.
out there is praying for an Eagles downfall.
So wait, to
Cowboys.
avoid paying
What up,
Brock
Dave?
Purdy, they'll pay Dak Prescott.
What up, Eric?
Yeah, that
You think
Brock
Brock
Purdy's
Purdy's
going
gonna?
nowhere, but he's going to break the bank.
You
And if
think
he
he's
don't
gonna
break the
want
bank,
more than, or you think he'll get more than what Dak's getting? Because if Brock Purdy's getting $65 million, then yes, 49ers trade for Dak Prescott makes a lot of sense.
It'll be a pretty number, that's for sure. It'll be a number that'll make us all
gonna
say,
be an
"Wow,
interesting
Purdy's
number.
gonna
I
pay
mean,
this."
It's
Is
gonna be
his
an
numbers the
interesting
same
number.
as Dak's?
because Brock Purdy's looked like an average quarterback throughout this
further than
season
that.
due to all these pieces not being there.
I mean, yeah.
So it kind of shows like he needs an all-star cast around him
because
to be this guy.
he was the last pick of the draft for a reason.
Well, I mean, what's Dak with the now? What was he before he got hurt with just CeeDee Lamb?
Well,
I mean, the numbers are still there though.
The
For
numbers
Dak.
were there for Dak.
And, he's throwing 4,500 almost every year.
Dallas just needed Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
I think Derrick Henry could have cured a lot of this.
We talked about that last week. That's
literally all they needed.
They knew they needed it, and then they doubled
Sunday
down.
even proves that even more. They go out and name Rico Dotto the full-time starter for what?
Guy averaged 1 yard a carry Monday.
For what? That was so weird.
Ravens secondary is ranked 32nd. Their secondary is the worst in football.
The trade deadline
but they have Derrick Henry.
At the start of the Thursday night game or the end of this week?
I think the end of the week.
End of the week.
All right.
Sunday night. You'll be able to cook up a trade by then, hopefully.
Send something.
Nico for Bijan?
Send something.
Nico for Bijan? You got to give me a little more than Nico.
But
especially
I mean,
after last week's performance.
Nico, did you just see he got a 77-yard?
And they told it back, bro. And he ended up giving me 9 fantasy points after that. So I can't. Unfortunately, I can't go off of the play that should have been.
But you know that play
before he left, he was a 25-point-a-game wide receiver.
Bro, I have him in 5 leagues. You're not telling me nothing I don't know.
You know that plays in the playbook.
I definitely need at least another running back. It could be a lower level running back, but somebody that's consistent enough.
You know who's called? Oh, touchdowns didn't get called back. Joe Mixon.
Yeah, all 3 of them.
Off. That man is running back 1 in 2024. It's Joe Mixon, Derrick Henry. Pick your poison. Whichever one you think is better. Don't matter.
Could have not drew this up even if you gave me money to try and
Joe Mixon's amazing in that offense.
Dude, I didn't think that these running backs that are going off
near the end of last year.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This does not look like a Joe Mixon from the last month of the season.
It's a full revenge tour. They've been calling it the running back revenge tour year because
Barkley,
Mixon, and Henry, and these guys are
going nuts.
Balling.
They've been going absolutely nuts.
Whoa, that's crazy, Sean. That is crazy.
Hey guys, Super Bowl is Steelers Eagles. Steelers will win because Jake Elliott misses a field goal. This came to me in a dream. Bet the house on it.
Hey. A premonition by none other than our boy Sean.
I would love to win Super Bowl number 7.
That's crazy.
And to share that experience with Aiden.
You know what's so crazy that Matthew was looking up the odds for the Steelers winning the Super Bowl yesterday?
It's like 2,200 or something.
I think it was more.
We still get no respect. We're still getting no respect for that, and that's fine. It's fine. You know?
You guys are winning the Super Bowl this year?
Yes, they.
I don't know.
They do.
You're complaining about not getting the respect, so it sounds like
should be a little bit more respect on our name.
They do have Lamar.
I mean, last I checked,
but also
I seen a team that averaged 31.5 points only gets 16 points on Sunday. I seen a team that's run roughshod on everybody they played all year, just scoring at will at times, only score 16 points. I seen a kicker say the reason he missed his field goals because the field turf wasn't good. The turf monster was coming after him. Last I checked, that's the same field that Chris Boswell, who has scored more than tight end number 1 in fantasy this season, made 6 kicks. 4 of them, I believe, were all 50-plus yarders.
Yeah, they were. He gave me 33 points in one league. Gave me 50 in
another. Lamar, Baltimore, I guess
Alex,
the Steelers are your daddy.
Alex, clearly Lamar Jackson is better than Dak, but I'm just saying that the Ravens defense is suspect on the back end, and I don't think the Ravens win as many games now without Derrick Henry as if it was a question of having him there and what he's done to sort of mask some of the flaws and put points up for Baltimore so that their defense a lot of times is playing with leads in these games, and it opens up the pass game. And Lamar's doing his thing with the pass game, partly because of how complementary the run game has been and how they've been able to work so well off of like both those things, like running on all cylinders, that it helps a defense that if Henry wasn't there and that run game wasn't as established, we'd be talking about them as like, damn, man, the Ravens are just 5-6, 6-5 potentially right now, and like not at the top of the division and like losing some of these divisional matchups.
They only beat Baltimore. I mean, Baltimore only beat Cincy by what? 3 points or a total of 5 points?
Yeah, but since he's also had problems with other teams.
Man, I know they missed Joe Mixon.
I can tell you this, too.
So that's a Cincinnati problem more than
Here's the problem what people don't understand. The reason why Lamar has fits with us, we have a good front 4, and we have two outside linebackers who understand this. Like, you stay here while these guys cover in there. And that's what they do. And that's what the Chiefs do with Chris Jones in them.
Yeah.
That's how they play him as well.
I mean,
that's why it's going to be interesting Monday night to see Harbaugh does this.
That's going to be a good one.
Because he's got the same alignment, if you think about it. You know, if Mac play, I don't know if Mac's going to be back or not. You got Boza and you got that front, you know, those front seven guys. They can put the same amount of pressure and scheme schematically almost similar.
They're good defense.
What's that game? Chargers and who?
Chargers Bengals Monday night. I mean,
Chargers Ravens
Monday night football.
Harbaugh versus Harbaugh.
Chargers Ravens. Yeah.
This is a big game now.
That's huge for the AFC.
Holy crap!
Because if Baltimore loses, they're now what, 7-5?
What's the over under on that game? I think I'm taking that.
And the Chargers right now, don't look now. But Justin Herbert's starting to look like Justin Herbert from a couple years ago.
Yeah,
except, you know, you couldn't get Quentin Johnson 2 more damn yards.
I mean, that was rough.
The over-under for the Ravens-Chargers is at 51 right now.
I think I'd take that over.
It probably went up from like 48.5 or something where it was, and they saw everybody hitting the over, and so they jacked it up to 51 by Monday. Who knows where it's going to be, but that game...
I don't think that game's going over 51.5. I think that game's going to be almost similar to Pittsburgh, but I think it'll be higher. I think it'll be like a 21-24.
We're getting more points.
I think it'll be 24-21, 27-24. I think that's it.
I think we're going to get more
pizzazz
pizzazz
that would be 51.
in this
What the hell am I
game.
saying?
Yeah, we're going to get more pizzazz in this football game. I think it goes over.
The Chargers defense has come alive this year, Chris. The defense was good all year. It's just Justin Herbert had that high ankle sprain. And, you know, Pittsburgh was fortunate enough to play him a week after that high ankle sprain.
Right.
I'm not going to sit here and say we face 100% Justin Herbert, but you play who's in front of your schedule.
I was going to say that you guys, as far as Baltimore Steelers go, you know, they.
But that was a typical Baltimore-Pittsburgh game.
That's what I was just going to say. That's something that goes down with you guys all the time.
Pittsburgh ain't score shit.
So yeah, I don't put stock into like what happened with Lamar and his fantasy points.
No, Lamar could probably come out next week and
he's going to light it up.
Yeah,
he's going to light it up, and that's what I'm saying. I think that's going to be a high-scoring game between.
And you also have Pat Queen like a man on fire because he, you know, they ain't
want
him.
And the same thing for Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's going to look like a different team this week. So
I don't know, bro. Tomorrow night's game is going to be ugly.
But I think you guys will play.
I shared to you guys that Mike Tomlin stat on Thursday Night Football.
I think Thursday night's a Najee Harris.
Was he 2-7?
2-7.
His an 0-5 career against the AFC North on Thursday nights on the road.
Pickens only has like 2
that
touchdowns.
Look what Alex said. TJ also typically always gives Baltimore fits, which is true.
However,
TJ goes crazy on the whole NFC North.
It's the perfect track.
Myles Garrett kind of stirred the pot yesterday when they were asking about, hey, you remember when TJ, made that comment, some things never change after you were announced as the winner for Defensive Player of the Year, and he felt slighted? Well, I mean, he should understand. I would never do that to him. I was the better guy last year, which is complete bullshit. Because if you go back, he led all the stats. I had as many sacks as Myles Garrett had in the month of December.
He knew what he was doing.
So now you just opened up. You opened up Pandora's box, and if you don't think Watt didn't hear that,
yeah, but you don't think you guys are saying the same things about them?
It's going to be
it's
another
rivalry week, bro. Give me a break. Give me a break.
The Browns is the Browns.
Give me a break. And they're also
Watt's going to have a good night, and it's going to be the Najee Harris game.
That's a great trap game.
It's going to be lake effect snow, supposedly.
And also, I realized that
supposedly, I don't know how positive that is, but earlier today there was talks that tomorrow night's game is going to be like 15 miles per hour with heavy lake effect snow coming down during game time.
Najee Harris game.
Najee Harris is playing better because there's a payday at the end of this. I just realized he's money motivated and he's going to run through the caps better.
Let me explain to you why he even looks better this year. Teams can't ignore the quarterback. Teams weren't afraid of Kenny Pickett. They weren't afraid of Mitchell Trubisky.
Not afraid of Russ, but they respect him.
You respect them.
Yeah.
You respect Justin Fields.
It's not the fear that drives you.
So now you can't crowd the box with 8-9 people at a time. Because now Russ is smart enough to go, oh, you all got 8 people up here. That means one of these guys is up. Let me just throw it to George.
Oh. Yeah, George needs to catch him for a freaking touchdown at some point. I need a touchdown from that guy.
Yeah, they got to find better ways of scheming George Pickens in the red zone area open.
I agree.
I'm still a little upset at the interception. I thought the interception was terrible, but I also thought, Darnell, you're like 6'8", dog. Why are you not backpedaling and jumping for that ball?
I agree too.
Box out the
that
DB
dude's
behind
an animal. He's built like a cyborg, that guy.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
I'm sorry. Would you like us to talk about Jordan Love and the Packers? They're going to face their – listen,
no, we already talked about his team. We were talking about the Jets earlier. We weren't talking about
we talked about the Jets, bro.
Yeah, you missed the Jets segment, bro. My bad.
We covered the Jets.
We'll get to the Giants in a moment.
Shout out to TJ.
I have nightmares
of Kenny Pickett having to start for us.
It's a possibility. Your boy misses 1 or 2 games a year. So far, so good, though.
Yeah, well, they got the Rams this week. That's a big one.
That's going to be a good
big
game.
one on the NFC side. It's a big one for the Rams.
I think this is going to be the most challenging offense they faced so far this year.
And
besides the Bucs when they were all healthy.
Eagles defense right now is balling. This is a big challenge for the Rams, and I think the Rams need this one. Like the Rams losing to an NFC team right now.
The Rams need this more than the Eagles need this.
Yeah.
So you might see, Puka starting to look like Puka. He had 100+ yards this week and a touchdown.
Cup had a great game.
Cup had a nice long touchdown that helped many people out in fantasy.
Losing to the Dolphins was utter bullshit. I know it's AFC, NFC, but at the end of the day, when you're a wild card team and every week matters, losing a game like the one they lost to Miami two weeks ago on Monday night it made this game all the more.
They should be 6-4 right now.
Yes, like it makes this game mean so much more.
They should be right there for first place. They should be tied right now with the Arizona Cardinals in the NFC West.
You lost your trap game, and now you're going up against a number one division ranking team right now in the Philadelphia Eagles, an NFC team, and this is strictly seeding and placement for everybody.
I was about to say, RJ, I was like, you're telling me Aaron Rodgers had a good game on Sunday? I was like confused. I had to read what you said like 4 times, bro. I'm like, wait a minute. Is he really saying Aaron Rodgers?
I think Matt Stafford is excited to have his 2 wideouts back because now Matt Stafford looks like Matt Stafford.
That Cody Parkinson kid goes off when those 2 guys are back. Like there's lanes, there's places for people to go. Demarcus Robinson,
Kyren Williams plays better because they're not on the field the whole time.
Defense is getting touchdowns. That's what it is. Like Matt Stafford is giving the defense touchdowns, so the defense responds and give them a 3 and out. Like just get them the ball back because they're cooking right now. Like. And those guys need to be healthy,
bro. Matt is amazing.
Like those guys need to be healthy. I mean, clearly, they're the key players, but it's just the way that the system runs out there, the way McVay has everything organized. You see it. It's beautiful football when everybody's healthy and they're running the ball, they're throwing the football.
And the Eagles' offense is just as explosive right now.
Bro, your boy's not locking them down, bro. Your boy is not locking them down. I don't even know. I'm not even going to.
At least he said the other one's going to.
He's not locking them down.
The other one's probably going to cook Slay. He admits that.
Eagles defense.
That's probably going to be Cup on Slay. So start all your Cup.
Eagles defense has been playing great. It's a
Eagles
big challenge.
Defense is playing good.
It's a big challenge for both sides.
Saquon Barkley is playing at an amazingly high level. He is not the MVP. I know Derrick Henry hasn't had 2 good games.
Barkley can't be the MVP because his touchdowns get stolen. And the goal, he doesn't get the chance. You got to score touchdowns.
Regardless,
you got to score touchdowns.
Derrick Henry still has more yardage, and he's had 2 lackluster games.
Bro, those numbers are so fabricated. Somebody showed me, I think, this guy's numbers that he's talking about. Mike Evans was one of them. He got hurt that game. Damn it, there was the other. I forget what the other guys were, but they were like bullshit numbers. I was like, all right, man.
Numbers can be manipulated.
Oh, always. Numbers don't lie, but they don't tell the whole truth, bro.
They don't tell the whole story.
They definitely don't tell the whole truth.
They do not tell. That's a box score.
That's going to be an interesting game.
When you tell people box score watchers, they get mad at that analogy. But at the end of the day, if you're going based off the numbers telling the whole story,
you're welcome. Let's see how long it lasts, buddy.
Where he belongs.
If it don't get you a chip, it's all for naught. And it's a waste of money.
They're playing good football to this point. I knew they were going to beat the Commanders last week. I wasn't surprised about that.
I was not surprised at all.
This is a big challenge.
Jaden Daniels still doesn't look right
on both sides.
Yeah, but he's a rookie, man.
No, I'm talking about rib wise. Like you.
And you know what? I was going to say that too. I think he is playing hurt.
It's catching up.
I do think it's getting hard.
It's getting hard. Like it's getting hard.
Listen, the older that kid gets, the stronger he'll get, and the more he'll be able to do. He's already playing with the injury. He'll be a Matt Stafford.
The great thing for them is they already rattled off 7 wins. So like they have time, even if it gets bad.
3 wins gets you a playoff spot.
They got Dallas this week, guys. Like It's a get right. Like it's gonna be
the get right game
bro.
is against Dallas.
It's a get
Who would
right.
have thought we would have said this on this podcast for the last couple of years?
Yeah.
Because regardless
What
what
up,
we
Paul?
say about Dallas, in the regular season,
Paul,
they're
what up?
good. They've
Yeah.
averaged 12 wins, the last 3-4
4
years?
years.
So
4
now they're the get right team?
They are.
That's crazy.
The Commanders
but
are
it's
the better
true.
team, and Dan Quinn is about to go up against his old team and embarrass these guys just to make a statement.
This red,
At
white, and
least-
blue is way much better than your white and blue. I don't care. All right, I don't care what
Yo,
you say.
at least Dallas's defense was fighting Monday. Like they were trying, Tito.
Well, the Texans' offense is.
You
At
heard
one
Michael
point, it was a
Parsons?
7-point game.
Let's be honest.
Michael Parsons on his podcast was like, "We didn't play that bad. We just gave up 1 touchdown in the first quarter, and then 2 touchdowns in the third quarter, and then a touchdown in the fourth." I'm like, damn, bro. Sounds like you gave up a lot of touchdowns.
Sounds like 20.
Sounds like you played pretty bad. I don't know what bad, what you mean is bad, but that sounds pretty bad.
And the Texans, Nico went down. Besides Joe Mixon, there's nothing really great about the Texans' offense. Once they all get together and they're healthy, that's going to change moving forward because now Nico's back.
Texans' offense has always been good. It's always health.
They've
that
been
keeps
okay.
them
We're gonna
back.
see
Like,
though.
it's not-
They've always been good, bro.
CJ
The Cowboys-
The health is what keeps them back.
The Cowboys managed to keep up for a little bit with the 4th seed in the AFC, basically.
CJ Stroud
And
hasn't
they
looked
felt good about it.
like the CJ Stroud from last year. So, and that's
Mixon
even
gashed
with
them.
What's
Mixon
CJ Stroud
gashed
doing
them.
for you?
Who?
What's CJ Stroud doing for you this year? Nothing.
I mean, fantasy-wise, they're not doing
Nothing.
really me anything. But I was literally just about to say, Mixon changes the identity
He's
of
every-
that
yeah,
team
yeah, yeah,
completely.
Whew.
They're a completely different
Hey,
team
they
with
need him.
Mixon on this team. Last year,
God
Tank
for-
Dell was an animal
God
last year.
forbid he
Nico
gets
was
hurt.
great last year.
things changed for that team instantly.
They were great, but their running game wasn't that great.
It
which is
wasn't.
crazy.
So that's why they had to be great. This year, you bring in Stephon Diggs, which eats at Tank Dell and Nico, and then you bring in Mixon, which means you don't even have to pass that ball that much to begin with.
Mixon
So
tortured them, bro.
Mixon is
He freaking
running
tortured
like an animal right now. He's running like an animal.
His playoff schedule is brutal. He's got
Yeah.
the first 2 weeks of the playoffs, week 15 and 16. He's got the Kansas City Chiefs and Baltimore Ravens
Oh,
for the playoffs.
that's
So
right. That's a
tough.
Christmas Day game.
That's
That is
tough.
tough.
Like, and
the
you,
1
I
o'clock
mean,
Christmas Day.
but
Steelers.
Baltimore
Steelers,
plays
Chiefs.
like 3 games in 11 days in that Christmas.
So do we.
So, but still,
They
I'm just
play
saying
us
that
Saturday.
can help. That can benefit Mixon when they play.
We play the
Potentially.
Eagles that Sunday. The
Oh.
following Saturday, we play the Ravens. Then that Wednesday, we play the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's wild.
Mm.
That's wild.
The NFL didn't care about us. It is what it is.
I mean,
In the
You're
words
not
of
the
Mike
only
Tomlin,
ones.
we do not
It's
care.
it's in order. It's Chiefs, Ravens, Titans. The 3 teams whose defenses are allowing. They're the only 3 defenses allowing like 3-point-something rushing yards per game. Everybody else is allowing more than that. Like rushing yards, like per play, like per rush or whatever the stat was. But
right.
you're going up against like the elite run defenses of the league, pretty much. So just throw the ball because Ravens' pass defense is far from elite. Justin Herbert
That means
is
you
going to
start up their
launch
wide receivers.
that shit. You
And-
start McConkey. You fire up Lad McConkey, bro, with no
I still
fear.
haven't got rid of him.
Quentin Johnson,
I've kept him on my bench, and I've
Fire
kept him
him
on
up.
my bench
For what league?
in all my leagues that
Oh,
I've
nice.
that I drafted him in. McConkey, I've
well, thank God.
I've
you
come
gotta
close
keep
to
him.
get ready to cut him, but then I'm just like,
You can't.
"Ugh."
You'd be making somebody else rich. You know, it hasn't been sexy what the Chargers have been doing week in and week out, but Lad McConkey has been producing in that offense. And, you know, now with Will Dissly emerging from
I picked him
Out
up
of
in True
nowhere.
Legends.
Yeah, he's.
And I picked up Zach Ertz.
a couple weeks ago.
I tried to pick up Zach Ertz in True Legends.
Like Will Dissly is a great option for your Monday night slate, unless you have like the Bowers of the world, McBride, and you're good. You're covered at the tight end position. But if you're struggling with because of the bye weeks, like Will Dissly
The
and the
flag
Monday
on the
nighter,
first play was insane. I lost my mind watching, but it
Lost
was a
your
clear
mind. I lost
penalty.
5 leagues because that play didn't go through. I was.
that would have been a nice little combo, especially with the Texans stack.
They're calling that penalty more and more like than they did in the last 2 years.
Yo, it's so aggravating seeing that penalty, bro. I couldn't believe it. I
It
was
sucks
like,
though,
wow,
but if
dude.
you want to run a run pass option, you're going to fall into. You got to have disciplined linemen, which sucks. Take your medicine.
Nah.
Yeah.
Paul says Mixon won't be able to win all those games for Houston. Stroud got to tighten up. Agreed.
Hey, Mixon
I
can't
agree.
do it all because he's gonna have his maintenance weeks too. Like he's an
I
older
agree.
guy. He's a vet, bro. Like he's gonna get his weeks off. And when you're like you're the 4 seed basically, and you're getting to the end point of your season, it all makes the difference. I don't see the Texans going up any higher than the 4 seed itself, but like that 5 seed team is right there, and they're going to be on par like with you more or less. And you're playing the Ravens coming up. You're playing other AFC contenders. So, it's all good for the Texans to come out and look good against the Cowboys. They got the win against the Buffalo Bills under their belt. Bills are playing a lot better football now.
So who would the Texans have to play if they played right now? Because if it's the Chargers, I don't think they beat the Chargers.
It would be the Chargers. Chargers are the 5 seed as of right now.
So the Texans
Chargers
could be
are built better.
The Texans could be another one and done team in the playoffs.
Chargers will pick off Stroud all day right now if they're like the way the Chargers are playing football right now. Like they're playing like playoff football. Justin Herbert.
I think it'll be a good game, but I think the Chargers definitely come out on top in that matchup.
And what's funny is they've been playing better football since J.K. Dobbins sort of regressed a little bit from the crazy numbers that he was putting up early in the season.
Wow. He's been a little consistent, but they're just not what they were in the beginning.
Yeah, it wasn't eye-popping crazy September, J.K. Dobbins. It's been good, and maybe they're kind of preserving him, knowing that this football team has a shot to make some noise.
All right, so the playoffs right now, the Chiefs are the 1 seed, the Bills are the 2 seed, the Steelers are the 3 seed, the Texans are the 4th. 5th is the Chargers, 6th is Baltimore. That could flip-flop this Monday. If the Chargers were to lose, that flips.
And they'll both beat the Texans.
And the pesky Denver Broncos.
I like Denver.
At 6-5.
Like
Last week, I took a team out of the playoffs that I think I shouldn't have taken out when I did my redone.
Who's that?
I think the Miami Dolphins have an excellent chance of making the playoffs.
Really?
Let's break down their schedule.
Got to win games eventually, man.
They have the 4th easiest schedule down the stretch. They got, where's it at? They got the Patriots this weekend.
Right.
Then they got the Packers, which that's a tough one.
Thursday night, too. Short week.
They got the Jets, the Texans, the Niners, the Browns, and the Jets. The Niners are not that good of a team. I think we can all admit that now. They really are. Because everybody keeps telling me.
I mean, I don't think they beat the 49ers
they
either, but you really don't know.
49ers aren't playing great, but the 49ers can get right on
who's covering Tyreek Hill in that secondary?
I mean, he don't need to be covered.
May I also add?
What's he done? What's Tyreek Hill done for you this year? Nothing.
Yeah,
he's starting to come around.
Nothing. He ain't doing nothing for nobody.
You know who else is they got to worry about? Former Tennessee Titan Jonnu Smith, who has been balling lately.
Smith is balling. He's been wide receiver 1.
The Browns,
the last couple weeks,
they should beat the Browns. They should beat the Jets twice. There's 3 wins right there. They should beat the Pats. That's 4 wins.
They should, but they won't. You're trying to rekindle your August.
That makes them 8-6. Team. I think in the AFC, you just need a 9-8 record to get that 7th seed.
I think Miami should be better than they are right now.
I don't know, man.
They look every bit like the team.
Especially not with Denver playing the way they are. So I don't know.
Denver's better, dog. Denver's just better.
I think so too. As a
Bo Nix is playing great football. He gets the game of football. Javonte Williams, bum knees. Javonte is running the football.
Yeah.
Cortland Sutton, the number 1.
Everybody
defense.
was mad as hell. I know Alex was about Estime.
That was a fraud. That was
Estime up in a lot of leagues.
That was a woozy and a wazi. They gave you that. They threw it out there, and then they gave the ball right back to Javonte Williams. They like Bo Nix with his legs.
I wonder how many
he's
people
making the right plays.
Thinking, Estime's the guy now. Let me get rid of Williams.
Somebody dropped. Wasn't it little Mikey that dropped $30 on him in East Coast?
Yeah, he went crazy on the bid for Estime. But
when I seen that, I woke up the next morning and see all these Estime pickups. I'm like, what's the hype around this kid? I didn't even see him do anything.
Hey, the flavor of the week.
The Broncos should get in. Oh, oof.
Yeah, I didn't understand.
All right, so here's the Broncos schedule for the rest of the year. They got the Raiders this week.
When?
Not this weekend, the 24th.
They got the Raiders on a bye. They got the Raiders this week.
Yeah.
They got the Raiders on Sunday. That's a win.
Then they got the Browns.
Win.
Then they got the Colts.
It's 3, dog. Richardson is not going to throw against that defense. I'm sorry.
Against who?
And this is how the season ends for
Broncos.
them.
Yeah, probably not.
Patrick Surtain and them boys are healthy now.
Away on the road for the Chargers.
Good one.
Away on the road for the Bengals. And home for the Chiefs.
So the next 3, they rattle off the next 3. That's 9 wins. 9-8.
Because it's possible they could drop all 3 of those games.
At the end, yeah.
The Bengals may be a terrible team, but offensively, that team's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's going to be.
They're terrible at closing out, which makes me feel as though it's more of a coaching issue.
Oh,
It's not Burrow.
the great Zach Taylor.
Oh, Zach
It's
Taylor's
not-
losing that locker room.
Like,
He
it's a
is losing that
coaching
locker
issue.
room.
Looks
Yeah,
like
Especially
Zach
with
Taylor?
Jamar Chase and his comments. Like, he
I
don't
told
like
all you
Zach
Zach Taylor wasn't a good coach. He was he just got lucky with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, and now you got, and who's to say, T. Higgins still isn't upset about the fact he never got his contract extension. And who's to say, oh, I got hurt. Oh, I don't need to hurry up and rush back.
Those boys might have had a better
You didn't look
connection.
upset with 40 points on my bench the other day.
I had him starting because I had no choice. I put him in the last minute in True Legends, and
You got him in True Legends?
yep.
I think those boys had a better connection with Brian Callahan than they do with Zach Taylor. Like, as far as the offense. Like,
Zach Taylor's a clown, bro.
I think they
he
removed that.
should have been fired.
They removed that
long
one
time
person,
ago.
and then he just realized, like, wait, I don't fuck with this guy like that. Like, now I have to deal with the head coach calling these plays. Like, he doesn't know how to run our offense the same way. Like, it's not the same. They get big boom plays still, but it's just the way that everything is flowing right now. Usually the Bengals pick themselves out of the dirt by now, and it's not happening. Like, they're losing all these.
They're
important
technically
games.
not eliminated from playoff.
They're not.
contention
They're in the
still.
hunt. They're
Right.
4-7. They're in the hunt.
How do you guys feel about the Bucks?
I think they're bad.
Their schedule's
If
about to be
Mike
nice.
Evans
Their
if
schedule's
Mike
about to
Evans
be
is healthy
nice.
and there's no more issues with that hamstring, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are winning the NFC North.
He's gonna try to get that 1,000.
So yeah,
He's gonna try to get that 1,000
they
yards.
are winning the South, and the Falcons are going to miss the playoffs. Me and Alexi got into a debate because he said, "Oh, next year, they might have to put Penix in." I said, "Dude, there's 50 million reasons why
Dog.
they're not putting Penix in."
Bro.
Yeah. The only thing that sucks about Penix is that he's old. But.
Week 12, New York Football Giants. Sorry. Week 13, Carolina Panthers. Week 14, Las Vegas Raiders. Week 15, LA Chargers. 16, Dallas Cowboys. Week 17, Carolina Panthers. And Week 18, New Orleans Saints. That is
If
the
you
second
make it to
half
the Super Bowl
of the
with
Bucs
Bucks
schedule.
players, you are probably going to win that Super
Dog,
Bowl.
it's cake. All the matchup. Bucks defense is going to be a great stream for the next couple of weeks. If you smartened up and picked them up this week when they were on bye last week, Mike Evans is back in the fold. Rashad White, Bucky Irving could potentially be a league winner for people. If this guy gets more carries, they're going to be able to establish the run game beautifully now with their biggest weapon back where he belongs. He's still going to be that weapon, good for 2 touchdowns a game. But Cade Otton, we saw what he emerged as a primary target, and
You can't fade him out now that Mike's coming back because
he's
there's
wide
still no
receiver
Chris
too.
Godwin. So yeah,
Otton is wide receiver too. So if anything, some of the looks that he's going to get are going to be even better because he's not worried or dealing with any coverage. And when he was dealing with coverage, he was a dog out there, an absolute dog. Giants are good against the tight end, but moving forward, as far as like rest of season, it's man. If your trade deadlines aren't up yet, go after some Bucks players.
Yeah,
dog.
I'm pretty sure
Go
we're
get
going to
'em.
get cooked this weekend against the Bucks. I have a lot to say about the Giants. I haven't even got to say what I wanted to say. Anything?
We're just
about the
settling in.
Giants.
We're just,
So,
we're just settling
but
in.
yeah, I do.
He got his turn to talk about his stealing stuff. You're gonna get your turn to turn into a Giants podcast. Don't you worry.
But yeah, I do definitely think the Giants get cooked this weekend. Even though obviously we all know with the news of Daniel Jones getting benched. I think the writing was kind of on the wall almost all year long with Daniel Jones. Honestly, what obsessed me about the whole thing is the timing of it all. The wordplay. Honestly, the wording of everything is so crazy, bro.
Wordplay's been sick
It's been
since Hard Knocks.
so
Though.
crazy.
The wordplay's been sick since Hard Knocks. When Maris said he was gonna lose sleep and like everything just happened a certain way, it was just like, yo, this is a whole like Hard Knocks never stopped. The cameras kept rolling into the football season. And now here we are in week 12 in the dilemma that we're in.
And
right
from
now.
my end of things, it's not even about defending Daniel Jones anymore. Like we're in week 12. We all seen what Daniel Jones did this year. Like I'm not defending him at the same time, but I'm not gonna sit here and deny like there's not other problems in this organization. And this benching is one of those problems. And again, has nothing to do with Daniel Jones. It's the wordplay, the timing. If you wanted to have a spark, if you wanted to start a spark in this team, you needed that spark a month ago. If you wanted to win games, you needed to start winning games a month ago. Now people are screaming for the number 1 pick, and it only makes sense if you're losing games and you want to tank as an organization and you're already losing games, the formula is to stay the course. There's no reason to make any changes. If you want the number one pick, why make changes? Why make a spark move? Because that's what this is being called, a spark move. Call it for what it is. Put your balls on the table and call this what it is. You're sitting the guy because you put an injury clause of $25 million in his contract, saying that if the guy gets hurt and he's physically unable to play for the following year, you got to pay him that $25 million.
All of it.
Okay?
Every penny.
Call it for what it is. And the players are calling them out now on the BS. I loved what Dexter Lawrence said. I loved what the anonymous player said. I don't give a shit who the... And honestly, the more I hear that quote from the anonymous player, it makes me feel like it's Darius Slayton. But that's neither here nor there. Daniel Jones has friends on this football team. The football players in that locker room know that he's the best quarterback to give him a chance to win games. And we all seen what DeVito did last year. And I promise you, DeVito's going to come in and win enough and do enough to fuck us out of a top 3 pick in this draft. And I hope everybody, when that happens, I'm just going to be here clapping it up because that's what you want. That's what everybody wanted. You wanted this. You wanted to win games. You want to fuck us out of the fucking top 3. This is what you're going to get.
The other side of the Giants fan base you're talking about, because they're not all going to be with you. They're happy right now that Jones got benched.
No, they are. They're so blinded by their hate for Daniel Jones. And they're just seeing everything that's right in front of them that they're not literally thinking about what's going to happen in April. They're literally not thinking about what's about to happen in April, and that's a problem.
Chris, another Giants fan. Mara worried about the money and the fans not showing up. He don't give a fuck about anything else.
That's another
right
thing.
Now.
Again, put your balls on the table and tell them that you need money. You need to get more people in the doors because nobody's coming to watch these bullshit games anymore.
Nobody's buying jerseys
We've been losing on purpose for a month, and I've been saying that to these guys for over a month, but we've been losing on purpose, and it really upsets me. It really upsets me because the players are playing. They're actually trying to do their jobs and go out there and execute, and they're calling these bullshit plays because they know that the quarterback isn't good enough.
Did you guys do a flea flicker in Germany?
I think that was a flea flicker, but there was 2 wide receivers open on that play. It was a 3rd and 1. It was a weird play to call on the 3rd and 1, honestly, but regardless of the call, it was actually a good call because there was 2 wide open wide receivers going down the freaking middle of the field, and here goes Daniel Jones pumping the damn, patting the baby on the back. Like, what are you doing, bro? Throw the ball. There's 2 of them out there. There's 2 of them out there. Throw to one of them. This is why you got benched, dude. And again, I'm not mad at the benching. It's if you want to see what you got in Tommy DeVito, the young guy, you do it against a team like the Carolina Panthers in a place called Germany. You don't do it
like a temporary.
You don't do it at home against or
a permanent
benching.
Giants game this weekend?
Yeah, F that. I'm not going to.
Pretty cheap.
I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are.
Mayor's
but you don't put
butts in seats.
You don't put this young kid in to see what you got at home against the Buccaneers, who are turning up on people with Mike Evans coming back. That's not the spark move, bro. That's not a spark move.
It's gonna spark the Bucks.
Yeah, if anything, it does. It sparks the Bucks more than it sparks the Giants.
As of right now, you guys, somebody on CBS Sports.
Who's the primary target for the Giants now? With Danny
Malik Neighbors. What do you mean?
He's gonna still get. You sure he's gonna get all the targets?
Who else is he gonna throw the ball to?
I just want to bring
it's the starting. It's the start. He's playing with the ones. He's never even played with these guys. He didn't even practice with these guys. He was QB3 on the depth chart before they made this move. DeVito doesn't even practice with Neighbors, Wandell. This is all new to him. But promise you, just like he came in last year and won a few games, he's gonna figure out a way to do it this year. He'll figure out a way to fuck us, bro. I promise.
Thanksgiving, maybe on the best day.
That's the get right game, right? They're the get right team. So why not? That's Tommy DeVito's get right game.
The Giants get right game is gonna be the Dallas Cowboys, where they win that game.
Yo, if y'all can't beat the Cowboys,
that'd be sad.
Without Dak Prescott,
that'd be sad.
I mean, Russ been throwing that ball, dog.
He threw it 60 times.
Chris Trapasso, CBS Sports, has already done a mock draft so far with the teams where they're at.
Oh, geez, I'm tired of these dumb mock drafts. Too,
Round 1, he's got with pick 1, Travis Hunter to the Jaguars. Pick 2 for the Titans, Terrio McMillan, wide receiver from Arizona.
Why not the other kid?
I kind of like that.
Pick 3, the Browns, Jalen Milroe, quarterback, Alabama.
Fucking Dre, bro. Listen, like you don't defend your bum ass Eagles,
Pick
bro.
4, New York Giants. Quarterback,
Shedeur Sanders.
Cam Ward.
Oh, thank God. That's actually one of the first Cam Wards.
Pick 5, Las Vegas Raiders, Shedeur Sanders.
Sanders to the Raiders.
Pick 6, Michael Williams, edge, Georgia, the Patriots. Will Campbell, offensive tackle, Jets. Abdul Carter, edge, Panthers.
Well, you guys have 2 picks
Oh
this year?
my gosh. Round
Oh,
1, pick 9, Dallas Cowboys. This dude's got him taken. Ashton Genty, the running
Why
back
not?
from Boise
Why not?
State.
Do the right thing.
The Saints,
Right your wrongs.
Amika Ibuka, wide receiver. The Bengals, Kelvin Banks Jr., offensive tackle. Dolphins, Will Johnson, cornerback. Bucks, Luther Burden III, wide receiver, Missouri. The Bears, Malake Stark, safety, Georgia. Colts doing what the Colts would probably do in a real draft. Jalen Walker, edge.
They need
That's a
it.
Colts move.
While their guys are old, beat up, and done.
That's a Colts move.
Yeah,
They need it. They'll build in the trenches. They're not afraid to build in the trenches.
this is interesting. Dallas picking Genty at number 9. I mean, at number 9,
And you know what, Chris?
at the 9th overall selection, I can't argue that pick. But if you're doing that in the top 5, like that would be insane.
Yeah, I don't. That'd be crazy. That'd be like what the Giants did with Barkley.
I know you guys are still blaming him for your woes today. Well,
I
some of
wouldn't-
you.
Some of us
I
too.
wouldn't be mad at the
Because
wide
if you
receiver
listen,
pick.
we can play that game as far as going back and everything like that, and that's people want to keep going saying this when we should have did this. Like it really all we can play that game for years, and the argument would be nonstop. And it
Well,
really all
some
does
people
go back.
tie that to why they're this bad now. That's the thing. Like
I
they
mean,
have
it
the
kind of
whole, the
it's not that
picture,
they're wrong though.
and
It's
they
not a
connect
wrong
the
thing
dots.
to saying. It's just
Like-
like, damn, bro, like let it go. Because at the end of the day, they're not wrong. Making a pick like Barkley and Jones back-to-back years, that set the team back to where we're at now,
I
bro.
would say the 6 overall pick set you back more than the 2nd overall pick.
No, bro. No.
You could have.
No. There was go look up that draft. Kyler Murray was the first quarterback taken. After Daniel Jones, it was Dwayne Haskins. There was no good quarterbacks in that draft. They were doing what they thought was the right thing to do, honestly. Barkley was the worst pick,
I remember the fans. Face.
unfortunately, because Barkley is great. Barkley is great, but that's Josh Allen went in that draft. You're telling me you don't take Josh Allen over Barkley? Like, come on, man, that's crazy. That's crazy, bro.
What pick you guys had? Oh, you picked 2nd.
We picked Barkley too, and Josh
And-
Allen went in that draft, bro.
What pick did Allen go in?
It was after 2.
Lamar
I
Jackson
can tell you
went
that.
32nd overall.
That too. So we passed up on Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen for Saquon Barkley. You tell me, was Barkley the good pick or not? That's crazy, bro.
I mean,
That's
the
crazy,
year
bro.
prior, you picked Evan Ingram.
That was bad too. But look, he was stone hands for the Giants and goes to Jacksonville, and all of a sudden he has clouds for hands, and
Well,
he got
he's
everything.
done now because he stinks and they stink.
Yeah, he stinks and they stinks. Yeah, but he
So-
got paid though.
He got paid.
He did good
He
enough
got
for
paid.
them to pay.
Got
For them to
enough
pay
his
him.
check, and he's done now. Like they are the number 1 pick as of right now. Again, like I wouldn't have imagined it would be the Jaguars, but like here we are. They're number 1. We're sitting at number 2. Who was number 3 again? Was it somebody who picked a quarterback, right?
I don't remember.
It was the
And we're
Giants. No, it was
No,
But that's an early
can
mock.
pull it
That's
up
right
it
right
was
now.
the Jags. Hold on.
And I was going to
Look it up
respond to
right now.
Chris. It's not even so much that I'm not cheering for them to win because
got it right here.
I never cheer for the Giants to lose. I
It
promise you
was
that. You
the
guys see my
Cleveland
picks every
Browns.
week, bro.
The
I
Cleveland
pick the
Browns
Giants
at
to win
number
every
3.
week. I know they're not going 16-0, obviously, but I'm going to pick the Giants to win every week. I don't cheer for them to lose. But at the end of the day, I would like the number 1 overall pick, right? And we're losing with what we have now. Why
So-
put the spark in week 12 again at home again against the
The
Bucks?
spark.
It's not.
The
Don't
hashtag,
feed me that BS, bro.
Hashtag the spark.
Don't feed me
dog.
that BS. And when we start
That's
winning,
gonna
when
be
we
the
win
new
a
one.
game or two and focus, I'm gonna go on all those Giants pages and just put the clapping emoji hands and be like, I hope everybody's happy.
Good call,
I
guys.
hope this is what you guys wanted because hey, You got what you effing wanted, bro. This
think-
is what you wanted. Congratulations. Now let's wait till April so we can all complain about the draft pick that we get to choose.
You think the Cowboys are going to try harder than you to win on Thanksgiving than you guys are?
No.
They're not going to try harder than you?
Nope. Bro, you think Tommy DeVito's going to go out there and play bad? I mean, he might because he's not good. But at the end of the day, these guys are professional football players. And if they're not going to be with the Giants next year, they got to put something on tape that's going to get them paid and signed to another team. So these guys are going to try and play good. They're going to try and play good football.
Baker Mayfield was the number 1 overall pick. Then it was Barkley. Then it was Darnold. Then it was Denzel Ward, Bradley Chubb, Quentin Nelson, Josh Allen, Roquan Smith, Mike McGlinchey, Josh.
All those other picks might have been better than fucking
Minka
Barkley, bro, not
Fitzpatrick,
for nothing.
Vita Vey, Darren Payne, Marcus Davenport, Colton Miller, Tremaine Edmonds, Derwin James, Jair Alexander, Leighton Vander Esch, Frank Ragnow, Billy Price, Rashad Evans, Isaiah Wynn, DJ Moore.
Bro,
Hayden
half
Hurst,
these guys are like
Calvin
all
Ridley,
great picks, bro.
That's a nice draft.
That was a
Terrell
great
Edmonds.
draft.
That's a nice draft.
What a horrible first-round pick that was for us.
That's
Taven Bryant,
overall,
Mike Hughes, Sony.
The strong outweigh the weak.
Sony
there.
Michelle,
Yeah.
what a bust he was. Yeah,
Oh,
one good year.
yeah.
Sony
Yeah.
Michel.
And then the last pick was
Belichick.
Lamar Jackson.
Crazy. Well, I have the draft order
Then you
right
pick
here.
Will Hernandez. So imagine you didn't pick Barkley, and in the second round you went with Nick Chubb instead of Will Hernandez.
Yeah. That's what we should have did. We should have picked the offensive tackle or Josh Allen. Honestly, I would have been cool with the offensive tackle. What's the offensive tackle from Indy? It's nasty.
Quentin Nelson.
Quentin Nelson. I would have been happy with him, Josh Allen, Lamar, one of those 3 picks, and then Chubb.
He's having PTSD. Stop, Oscar.
Bro,
Who
that
said that?
2018 draft haunts me forever, bro. Forever it will.
But some of y'all were hyped for that pick too at the same
I
time.
wasn't. We weren't chilling back then like that. I hated the
I know
Barkley.
Alex
You did
hated
hate
the pick.
You did hate it.
I love Barkley. I watched him play
He
at
was
Penn State.
immediately adamant
But
about the Barkley
but
thing.
no, it didn't make
Started
sense,
early.
bro. That's not what we
Alex
needed, bro.
Alex needed a little bit of time. And
We
then
needed to prepare for
public
Eli
enemy number
Manning's departure. That was the year to do it, bro.
Yeah.
That was the year to
Well,
do it.
I have the 2025 draft order right now in front of me, and right now there's 5 teams with only 2 wins. Difference is Jacksonville has 1 more loss with 9. They're 2-9. 4 teams that are 2-8: Titans, Browns, Giants, Vegas. After that, you've got 4 teams with 3 wins. Now, looking at this, Giants are currently sitting at the 4th spot, and I really don't see you guys moving up any higher than that. If anything, I see you guys moving back because the teams like these other teams aren't going to just start winning games all of a
They're
sudden.
not, bro. And then you look at the schedules, and the Giants. This year, we've been in 7 close games that are less 1 possession games, and we're 1-5. The spark, the kid who's playing for a job, he might F around and find out how to win one of these close games. He's going to win one. He might F around and win 2 of these close games. Because for whatever reason, the Giants want to be competitive against good teams.
My point is, you win 1 more game this year, it pushes you back to like maybe the 10 pick at best. Like you're the 10 pick because there's so many teams that are losing right now, and there's so many teams that are just tanking.
Bro, the 2019 first round is a terrible first round overall.
It's horrible. Bro. They were talking about it on the Cam and Mace show, bro. It's one of the worst first round picks I've ever heard.
That's great. They're funny.
No, I'm talking about like
show.
overall, bro. Number 1 was Kyle Murray. Number 2 was Nick Bosa. After that, it kind of gets sketchy.
Bro, it's like
Quentin Williams to the Jets, Cleveland Farrell to the Raiders,
some would say
Devin White to the Bucks,
pretty sketchy.
Daniel Jones to the Giants, Josh Hines Allen to the Jags, TJ Hawkinson, not a bad pick, to the Lions,
Not bad.
Ed Oliver to the Bills, not bad. Devin Bush.
Oliver's a good pick.
Devin Bush had an excellent rookie year. He had a good start to his sophomore year and then just died. Bengals, Jonah Williams. He hasn't been that good of an offensive lineman in this league. Rashad Gary, the linebacker to the Packs. RJ complains about him all the time.
Yep.
Christian Wilkins, he's turned into a good player. Chris Lindstrom's been an okay guard. Rest in peace to Dwayne Haskins. Brian Burns, he's turned out to be a good player. Dexter Lawrence has turned out to be a good player. Garrett Bradbury, he's been okay. Jeffrey Simmons has turned out to be a fantastic player. Noah Fant, what? We thought he was like the next coming of Kelsey.
Yeah.
Darnell Savage.
I started Noah Fant one too many
Andre
times.
Dillard?
He ain't Kelsey.
No.
Titus Howard.
No.
Josh Jacobs, okay. Marquise
Okay.
Brown. Hollywood's just been so inconsistent, you'll never know what you're going to get.
And now he can't stay on the field.
Had he stayed healthy, that Chiefs offense might have been really good.
I mean, it's always the worst when
Rashee
you...
Rice? Oh, my God. I
It's
couldn't
always the
imagine
worst
how
when you add that.
And the
to a
Chiefs are
player's
freaking, what,
tag.
9-1 now? Imagine how much more dangerous they could have been, bro.
Montez Sweat's been a good player. Jonathan Abram.
More dangerous than 9-1. It's pretty
Jerry
dangerous.
Tillery.
Bro, that's disgusting, bro.
Yeah.
LJ Collier. I don't even know if he's in the league anymore. DeAndre Baker, I sure as hell know ain't in the league because y'all traded back for him, and he got arrested for that whole gun charge. Caleb, oh my God, N'Keal Harry.
Trash.
Oh,
So there's a handful of guys that are okay. There's like 2 or 3 great guys, but that's it.
Just WCW 94 jobbers.
Yeah.
Straight trash.
no.
oh my God, the first couple picks in round 2. Byron Murphy, he's been okay. Rock Ya-Sin, no. Jawan Taylor, he gets called. He's always false starting for the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Debo's been good. Greg Little's been Cody Ford.
There was a few stars.
Sean
sprinkled
Murphy
in there.
Bunting, Trayvon Millen, Dalton Risner, Drew Lock. Bro, the 2019 draft
Horrible draft.
is bad.
Tristan Shea.
There's a couple guys like the A.J. Browns. Miles Sanders, when he was with the Eagles, was a good player.
The second round was better
The
than
Dexter Lawrence pick was great for the
Everything
Giants. The
was
fact that
better.
we managed to find Dexter Lawrence
DK
throughout that whole draft
Metcalf,
was crazy.
Deontay Johnson,
That's the year we drafted Jeff and
Terry
AJ.
McLaurin.
Oh yeah, we got them in the same year. I forgot.
That's wild.
We got Jeffrey Simmons and we got AJ Brown on the turnaround.
That was a good draft for you guys.
It was.
Out of all the shitty players, you actually had a good draft in
We went
2020.
to the AFC title game.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and then
I don't-
just strip that whole fucking team apart for no reason.
I don't know what else is like. That's
Beautiful.
a bad draft.
Baker's not playing
I
like a
can't-
bus anymore.
Daniel Jones still wasn't a first round
Baker's-
quarterback though.
Baker's playing.
None
great.
of those guys were.
Even Dwayne
Kyler
Haskins,
Murray.
and I'm
Kyler
not
Murray's
super-
barely a
super-
first
I'm
round.
not going
quarterback
to
when
talk
you
bad
think
about
it now.
the dead, but I'm
Hey,
just going to.
Kyler
I
Murray's
said
in
it
first
when he
place
was
with
alive.
the Cardinals
I don't
right
think
now.
he was a
Like
first
that,
round
that's one of
quarterback.
those questions we have to ask ourselves: are the Cardinals
Yeah.
real or are they fugazi? Because
But-
they've been sitting in first for a couple weeks now.
I also agree with what Boomer Esiason says a lot too. Like just because you're a first round pick doesn't mean you're going to go into wherever organization and just shit. You have to number one have the it factor, and number two you actually have to get drafted into a good situation.
Most of them,
Because you could be a great quarterback and go to a place like the freaking Carolina Panthers, and everything's such a shit show where it's like,
How do we know Bryce Young was going to be that bad? What if he went to a team?
I could almost say the
But,
same
I mean,
thing
what
about
if he
Daniel
went to a
Jones
team
because
with
everybody
more
when we
structure?
drafted him at
What's going
6, everybody knew it was a reach. He came from a college that's not even known for football, Duke, and he came in the first year and had 24 touchdowns, 22 touchdown passes, and we're like, oh shit, maybe
Bro.
this kid can play football.
We're acting like the Panthers didn't have a good team a few years back, and then Gettleman went out there and destroyed them and then left.
Yep.
He
Yeah,
ripped them
Same
apart
to
of
the
all their
Giants.
resources.
Yeah,
They couldn't grow anything out there for years.
Bro,
Same thing to us,
Steve
bro.
Smith,
Ripped them up.
he's the reason why Steve Smith left and went to Baltimore because he didn't think Steve Smith could play no more.
That's crazy.
Oh.
Steve Smith went to Baltimore, had 3 solid years with them.
They had a perennial NFC South championship football team. There was nothing was in their way. And now everything's in their way. Like that's not on the kid that they just drafted in. That's not on Bryce. That's the organization.
I want people to know too that if we had Barkley on this Giants team right now, currently as constructed,
Here it is.
this record would be exactly the same. The record would be exactly the same. We might be 3-7. Might be. Like he might have found a way out of those 7 games that we're 1-6 in as far as one possession games, he might have got us to 2-5. Might have. So Barkley, everybody who keeps harking about, oh, we should have paid Barkley over Danny, we should have paid Barkley. Shut the fuck up.
Hey, Tyrone Tracy
Shut
has
the
been
fuck
a good player.
Exactly my
for
point.
The offense.
If Tracy had been starting from the beginning of the year with nobody to worry about, like
All
Barkley
right,
has nobody to
let's
worry
get to
about,
the fact
the
of the
numbers
matter.
would be almost identical.
Is Brian Daboll coming back next year?
Mara already said he is. It's not about what I think or what I say. Mara already said Dable and Shane are coming back next year no matter what.
Go run it back.
That's why I was saying earlier,
So
April
you
is going to
give
be big for
If
us.
you
But
bring
next
him
year,
back
the
next
seat
year,
gets
that
hot.
means you got to bring him back a second year. You can't bring him
again,
back to a rookie year, to a rookie quarterback, and then fire him after the rookie year.
Fire his ass
Because
mid-season.
that screws everything up.
We've been doing shit like that for the last 10 years.
Fire
Ever
his
since
ass
Manning left,
mid-season,
we've been doing
dog.
shit like that. And that's why I was saying April is huge. And April's going to prove how desperate Dable and Shane are. Are we going to if we let DeVito fuck us out of a top 3 pick, are we going to go crazy and trade all these future draft capital to get the top 3 pick, to get the guy that they want and need to try and save their jobs next year? Because if that's the case, we should have did that this year and traded with New England to get Mr. Daniels that's in Washington right now.
Yo, they're gonna get fleeced by the number 1 overall pick in Cleveland, which right now is Jacksonville, but that can change.
It can change.
And you guys are gonna sell just to get that number 1 pick, and it's not even a guarantee that you get that number 1 pick right.
I'm gonna say it again. If we're put in a position where we got to trade up in this year's draft, this year's coming, the 2025 draft, bro, it's gonna be crazy because not only are we gonna have to give up a haul, it's gonna be something that we should have did this past year, and everybody's gonna. Oh, there's no winning with Giants fans, bro. There's literally no winning with Giants fans because they're gonna complain no matter
Giants
what.
365,
bro. That page is so toxic, bro. So toxic. But they're gonna like Chris said. Chris said it the other day. No matter what happens, he's gonna complain about it. So why are you even cheering for the Giants at that point? Go cheer for another team, bro. Like don't even waste your time.
Didn't Russ have a visit with the Giants before?
Yeah, but he probably walked in and was like,
You know what it was told? He was told, right? That Jones was starter no matter what, and he would be backing him up.
Well, probably. Yeah.
He
But
lied to his ass.
Honestly, if we had a quarterback like Russell Wilson, we'd probably bench Danny by week 4.
$5 million for a backup quarterback is a lot. Like Drew Lock gets paid a pretty penny.
But that again proves my point that Drew Lock is a bum.
$1 million.
Drew Lock is a bum because if he was any good, he'd be starting over Danny DeVito Tommy DeVito.
Well, a lot of it has to do with his bonuses. You know that, right?
Well, for
Drew Lock, why they skipped over Drew Lock? Let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
They don't want to pay him because $5 million is already enough.
Yeah.
You don't want to pay the guy more money if he throws a touchdown.
They're already sitting Daniel for $25 million. Why not sit Drew Lock for
Mike
another
Lombardi
5?
said if
I do think we draft
was
a
a
quarterback.
problem,
Chris,
why give $5 million to Drew Lock? You could have used that $5 million for Barkley if you were just still going to put DeVito as the guy if Jones got benched.
It was almost like why you even pay for a backup quarterback to begin with. Like, why'd you even go out there and sign a guy? Really? What was the point of going out there and signing a guy when you
so you're more upset
had this idea?
You're more upset about this mid-season
the timing of it all
because of what you thought going into this season and what they chose to do right now here in November.
Yeah, no, the timing of it all makes no sense. The wording of it all is total BS, and we all know it. The players know it, and that's why the players are coming out and talking shit about it. And it's unfortunate, man. Like I hear so much good things about Danny Jones. Obviously, we all see his play. Like literally everybody in the world sees his play, and it's not that great. But the guys in the locker room respect that guy. He's the first one in, the last one out. He is at all the meetings. He's actually very vocal in all the meetings and everything like that. Like he's actually a pretty good leader, so to speak. He just fucking doesn't throw the football when he's supposed to. That's it. That's really it, bro.
That's a lot.
And I know. No, trust me, I know. That's the biggest thing. That's literally his job at the end of the day. You know what I mean? But besides that, he's actually him and Dexter Lawrence are like this. They got drafted together. Like they're pretty much best buds.
What do you think about Matthew Stafford for a year next year?
There's
Matthew Stafford.
If we go for a bridge quarterback, Dable and Shane will be fired before the year's done. I guarantee you that, bro.
So we're drafting.
What's Stafford gonna do? What's Stafford gonna do for this team, bro? Come on.
Here you go. This is why Drew Lock did not get the start. His playing time incentives are cumulative: $250,000 for 40%, 50%, 60%, 70%. So every time he goes up, he gets $250,000 more. Passing incentives. If he had a 92.5 pass rating, $250,000. If his completion percentage is 65%, $250,000.
On the year or just for a game?
for the year. 88 passer rating plus 15 touchdown passes, 250,000.
I mean, he wasn't getting any
88 passer rating with 2,000 passing yards.
He wasn't getting any
250,000.
He wasn't getting any of that money. I don't even know what he's mad about.
Now these two,
You're a bum, bro. You wasn't gonna get 15 touchdown passes in 7 weeks.
I mean, who knows?
You're a
And
bum, bro.
Start slinging.
here's the one that I
You're a
know
bum.
he definitely wasn't getting. 55% to 69% snaps plus a playoff berth, 500,000. 70% of the snaps in a playoff berth, 500,000.
He wasn't seeing. He might have seen 2 of those.
He was
incentives.
going to see that 250,000
every time
But
he
here's
stepped
the
up.
thing. So he would have gotten it for 40. Then he would have got it again for 50. He would have got it again for 60.
The extra mil.
So
You got an extra mil.
y'all were that cheap for $1 million?
It's not that. It's not that.
He would have won more.
We can
games.
agree that he wasn't getting more than half of those incentives. Am I right? It proves my point. The guy's a bum, bro.
He
So
was
it
probably
Proves my
gonna win
point.
more
Because
games than
if
Locke.
we and sitting in
Yeah.
Millville in this house can see that this guy isn't going to hit those incentives,
So
then I'm sure Dable and the other guys can
shouldn't
see
he
it too.
be starting now?
Who? Drew Lock?
He's not the spark.
Yeah, because he's trash.
But I'm saying, like, to
You got to find out what you got in these guys, Mike.
That's why Tommy's starting.
oh,
That's what
You
they're
got to
telling
see
us.
if they're a bridge quarterback.
They're about to
That's what
find
that
out.
again. Tommy's the younger guy and the cheaper one. So why not see what you
That
got
way,
in him?
when you draft your rookie, he can sit behind him and learn.
That's right.
2 Giants
Draft-
games
learn
in
from
5
Collins.
days. It's just going to be insane. You guys could end up being 2-10. You guys could end up being 3-9, 4-8, right? If you win the next 2, I think the Bucks are going to be like ready.
I
to
think
play
the Bucks are
ball,
gonna. They're gonna.
I think they might dog walk.
The Bucks
No,
are
yeah,
going to
I think-
beat y'all.
I think they're gonna fuck us up.
Cooper Rush and the Cowboys are going to beat y'all. You want that to happen.
I mean, do I want it to happen? Yes and no. No and yes. But I think actually.
No,
we
he's
beat the
been
Cowboys.
real
Do you
quiet.
need it to happen?
Oh no, he's depressed. He doesn't want to talk about
No.
football.
That was
I have.
checked out.
I'm
Dallas fans
still
don't wanna
trying to
talk
figure
ball.
out.
He doesn't
It's-
even know how to feel. Like that's what it is that he doesn't even. He's not used to being.
You know
in the
what,
bottom
though?
with me.
It's November 20th, and I still don't know how the Pittsburgh Steelers lost that Sunday night
It's
football
crazy,
game.
right?
Bro, Cowboys fans-
because Noli was there.
I'm gonna
Honestly,
blame.
they won because Noli was there.
I'm gonna blame the fact that the game started 2 hours late.
Or it could be that.
Cowboys fans
Could be
didn't
that.
have the same swagger going into the season, though. Like, there's a lot of Cowboys fans that were picking other teams in the division to win the NFC East. So, like, maybe they didn't
That's
think
a-
it was going
that's
to
a-
get this bad, but they were very unsettled with the
That's a
moves their
defense
team didn't make.
mechanism. That's a defense mechanism
Yeah.
because they know they're getting kicked out of the round 2 anyway.
They watched Jerry Jones go out there and do nothing. Like, they did, that part hurt them before there was any football even played. Like,
Yeah.
they knew as
I
fans,
mean, yeah,
like,
that was
we're-
probably a little gut
they
check
knew
for them.
we didn't get any better this year, guys. Like, they knew that going into the football season. So, like, the whole "this is our year" thing, we never heard it this year. Like, it didn't happen, and now they're
It officially turned into
god-awful.
a Giants podcast.
But like, like now it's just to the point where it's settled in for them, where it's like they knew it was going to be bad. They didn't realize it was going to be this bad, and they also know it can't get any better this year.
Yeah.
We didn't get Derrick Henry. We have Cooper Rush. We may start Trey Lance. We have a shot at like a top 7 pick. Like, because the Cowboys.
I mean,
are gonna-
honestly, if the Cowboys want
another
to
one.
shoot for a top 5 pick, charging Trey Lance is the right move.
they're going to win at least one more game and screw themselves out. They're at 3 wins right now. So we're
Yeah.
talking about just at least drafting in the top
I
10.
got a funny feeling that they don't win another game for the rest of the year.
Do they trade up?
Dallas Cowboys. I don't think they win another game for the rest of the year.
Are the Cowboys the team that
We're
trades
gonna
up?
find out because historically they always beat y'all. So
Oh yeah, I know, but this is not a very historic game that's about to happen on Thanksgiving.
well, I know I don't have to worry about missing. I know I'm not starting anybody.
Let me tell you how I feel about this Thanksgiving game. My family just asked me if I wanted to go to the movies on Thanksgiving, and I said yes. That's how I feel about the Thanksgiving game. Okay. But I will watch the game from my phone in theaters.
Tito.
Oh,
Hey
boy.
man.
What if Jerry
Sometimes,
Jones?
sometimes the kids come first, you know?
What if
And
Jerry Jones
this is a good
trades
year to
up?
put the kids first.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, bro.
So if my wife cooks me chicken and burns it, Mikey, am I supposed to not just eat chicken anymore?
What the hell does that even mean? Where does that analogy even work?
It ties into a conversation that we're already
Way
we've
past.
moved on from.
Yeah,
from
I don't need-
that part of it. I guess.
What part of the conversation is that, Chris? What did I say? That doesn't
Nice,
even make
I wasn't
sense.
Invited. DeVito is not good. The only way I see us winning
Damn, you
is
didn't
if
invite
the
your
other
brother?
team plays bad.
Tito
For what?
for the movie.
Thanksgiving movie day.
He's not even gonna be home for Thanksgiving. What is he mad about? Same thing. My mom said the same thing. She was mad at my aunt for not being because she had plans to not be home for Thanksgiving. I told my mom, like, yo, you're working all day. You're not gonna be home. Like, how are you gonna rag on this lady and you're not even gonna be home?
Hey, that's not the point here. in the words of Manny from Scarface. That's not the point here, man. It's the principle.
Oh man.
So, yeah, man, we got a pretty good slate going on this weekend.
Why did you read that, Oscar?
It's gonna be interesting. Let me
That's
just
funny.
see here what we're looking at.
Point is, I can't wait to just laugh in everybody's face.
Yo,
when they're mad
kudos
about...
to your brother for pulling off a first-round pick for Ramondre Stevenson.
Oh my God, yeah.
I didn't think he was worth a first-round
No,
pick.
not at all.
Flip.
Not at all.
You got your first round pick.
He
back,
and
Matt.
you ask him, he won't tell you.
You got your first
He
round pick
really
back,
feels
Matt.
that Ramondre is worth that. He really
is
feels
crazy.
that. Yeah, which is crazy. Super
Nice.
crazy.
I wouldn't have given a first.
And Alex giving him the first-round pick kind of like vindicates him. But just know Alex is the same guy who traded Devin A-Chain away for
And
Travis
Derrick Henry.
Kelce and Derrick Henry, and is now
Well, he-
asking for running backs.
And flees Terrell.
I got Devin A-Chain, Theo Johnson, and a third-round pick for Travis Kelce, might I add.
Well, the trade deadline is passed in the Kingpins League, unfortunately. But the good thing is that trade negotiations window is going to open a lot sooner than other leagues, which is the beauty of dynasty football.
Yeah.
Is everything
As
that
soon as
you
the
can
season's
do
done, flip the switch.
like everything you can do after football is over, just to keep the spirit
Gotta
of football
believe it's
alive,
a-
make it fun,
No,
make
bud.
trades.
Ramondre Stevenson in no league is worth first-round pick.
Not even
You
in,
fleece
in
someone,
no universe.
congratulations, keep it moving. Just know the people that aren't desperate aren't going to do that.
Well, I don't feel like Alexi was. Well, maybe he was a little desperate, but it was,
No, he was
his
really
own
desperate.
fault because
because he
had-
traded 2 running backs.
he had the better running backs that he already had what he needed, basically.
He's got a lot of picks
Yeah,
though
what he
still, but
He
Yeah,
does.
but I explained this to Alexi too, which I don't like. His roster's full and he has all these picks. So come draft time, he has to figure out
Somebody got to go.
that
Let
he's
me
gonna
make some
have
drops.
4 to 6 people that's gonna have to get cut from his team almost every year because he has a shit ton of picks
Make trades. Start shipping guys out.
for more picks. So that way, it's just gonna be a constant flux
Or
of
you
drops
start-
and trades for this guy.
You start trading those 3-for-1s and you give yourself 2 open bench spots to just breathe a little bit because you're gonna need it when you all these draft picks that you're gonna have coming in unless you cut your draft picks.
Yo, in
Some of those
2027, he
draft
has
picks are
10 draft
kickers,
picks,
defenses.
8 or 10 draft picks.
Who?
I like Alex.
I have 3 this
Like,
year.
what are you gonna do with all those guys? You can't. That's our bench is 10 spots. He has 8 draft picks. Like, what are you gonna do?
you
I have-
better
I
start
have-
wheeling and dealing.
I have 3 2025 firsts, and then I have all my picks for 2026 plus 2 more first rounders in that draft. And then I got like my 2027 shit.
I feel like a genius because me and Alex made that trade. I gave me 2 first-round picks,
Got no
and I
taxi squad.
gave him my first for this coming year and my third, I think it was, or something like that. And I traded David Montgomery and Nick Chubb for those picks right back. So not only did I get A-Chain and Tank Dell out everything that I did, I got my picks back.
You benefited from the running back surge that we
Yeah,
had this year.
hell
'cause
yeah.
The running backs are back. in
I
the
drafted
fold.
all the running backs, and I
You know,
and
we're
I made
we're
the
back
right
in a
trades.
position where the running backs can potentially be your league winners depending on what the matchups are. Because yes, now that you're seeing everything play out, and in some leagues, when people know that they're not going to make the playoffs, they tend to check out. So you're already looking more or less at what week 15,
I ain't
week
got a
16,
chance to make the
week
playoffs.
17 is going to look
Like,
like.
Now it's just about putting out a lineup.
and letting
So
and letting God handle the
I
rest.
can't wait for the crybabies to start talking about Oscar's lineups trash.
Well,
What
So
you gonna
what?
do? Quit?
What you gonna do?
Cry?
I mean,
When Oscar Mania runs wild on you.
Guess what? Cry me a river.
you have 4 wins in that league, right? So I have 2 right now. So I'm most likely going to get the first pick.
Yeah, most likely.
I want the second pick.
And Dooley's team and Terrell's teams haven't been looking so great. So I
Yeah,
could
Dooley's
potentially
team
get,
might get the third pick.
which is awesome for me. So,
Wait, you have his first pick?
I have Dooley's first round.
Yes, he
pick.
does.
Wow, why?
Remember when I flipped Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jahmyr Gibbs on their bye week?
Yeah, that was
you
crazy.
Did trade him? Yeah.
I couldn't
up.
believe you did that. I still
racked
can't
up.
believe you did that.
Me
I would have
neither.
kept one of them. I don't know if I'd have got both of them.
I'm all right. I'm figuring it out. I got 4 first.
You would have won this past week with them too.
Yeah, you'd probably be in the playoff hunt.
Maybe.
Yeah, you'd be in the playoff hunt by now.
Maybe I'd have 4 wins because the team overall isn't that great. Because not having.
See, Oscar, you want to tank? That's how you tank, right there.
I mean,
That was tank. Yo, I'm still.
That's tanking 101 right
but
there, people.
I'm
Which is funny 'cause
setting
you
my
traded him for
best-
Terrell, right?
no, I
You
traded
traded St. Brown to Dooley.
St. Brown to Dooley and
Gibbs.
no St. Brown to Chris and then Gibbs to Dooley.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I got Jalen Wright and 2 firsts, and then with Chris I got Trey McBride, DJ Moore, and a 2026 first for Brown on his bye. I got McBride. I was able to stack McBride with Murray. Like I did it for my own reasons. Like I'm building for year 2, and I'm going into this draft strong 2025 with 3 firsts.
Your methods are unconventional, but
Well,
sometimes your finished products make sense. So I'm interested to see what you end up with.
and it's,
I got a
you know,
couple people on
Dynasty.
my roster.
And
I do too.
5 people
This
on
year,
IR.
I'm
I got
taking
4, yeah.
taking the loss in Dynasty this year because I want to win long term overall. Like this is the Dynasty league that I believe in that is going to.
You know what's awesome?
last
I'm going to
for
most
a
likely
while,
have the
so-
first pick in
Yeah.
the 2nd round.
Remember, it's linear. Oh, so who's pick? Oh, you got. his
I've
pick?
got Elon's.
Oh, that's great.
Oh yeah, you got
That's
my
great.
2nd rounder. Yeah, I got the 2025 first, and then I'm out of the draft, so I don't have to worry about nothing. You guys want to put the 2024?
You got
clock
3
on?
2025 first?
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
And I got 3 2026 first.
Who you picking first overall?
Eh,
Who you leaning towards?
I
Gotta
mean,
be the
A lot can happen
I-
right
You
now.
know what's crazy is that you could really F around
I
and
could
draft
get
like
both
3
guys.
freaking all-stars in the first round and you actually really be set.
Yeah, like,
I
I
might
could get the guys
honestly-
that I want no matter what. Based
I'm going
on
to be
how it's
honest.
set up.
I might honestly pick one of those quarterbacks.
I never.
Because my quarterbacks right now are Baker Mayfield, Jameis Winston, and Brock Purdy.
Oh, yeah, you need a quarterback. dude.
Meanwhile, J.J. McCarthy, I don't know what I'm going to get with J.J. next year.
Yeah, I would draft a quarterback for you.
Yeah, I dropped Jamison Williams because I didn't have anybody else
In what
to
league?
drop in the Elite 8. You know, the teams are stacked, so I had to make a choice there. I wasn't going to drop
It's an
Chase
8-man
Brown.
league,
like,
Matt. Relax. J-Mo's in like probably 65% of waivers in 8-man leagues.
I saw him on one. I'm hoping I win the bid tomorrow morning. I find out in the league I'm in where we get our waiver Thursday morning.
That's crazy.
But there too, like they had to drop him, but it's more of like a bench spots thing. Like you don't have a lot of bench spots. You're not harboring a bunch of guys right now.
Yeah, my dad's in a
just-
weird dynasty league where they have FAB money and the minimum bets you can do on people is $5 and they make you place bets every single day. There's no waiver wire.
They make you spend your fab.
Yeah, it's so weird. And he doesn't
You
understand
auction off.
fantasy enough to tell me if he has like an unlimited FAB amount or anything like
Yeah.
that. So
Well,
I
he
do have his-
understands that system. Whereas, like, if
I help him too. I have it logged in on my tablet
Yeah.
for his league, so I help him from time to time.
it's like you know, whatever league you're brought into or whatever your home league is, that's how you start playing fantasy, and that's
Yeah.
how you learn and branch out from there. Like the
Yeah.
2-flex thing through sick picks.
Yo,
came
did Run
about,
DMC
like, when you
win
started
this past
setting
week?
that up. Yeah, he won.
Oh, that's Matt. I'm like, who the hell's Run DMC or Run CMC?
Are we sure about that?
I think he did, right? I know he's back in the top 4. I play him this week. Oh no, Oscar beat him.
He said, "Are we sure about that?"
That's right. You're 5 and 6 right now.
Making
6
that
and
push.
5. So you need a win this week. I
Who-
kind of
who's
need
he
you to
playing
lose.
this week?
He plays me.
Oh, yeah.
What's the matter? What's the matter
in
with
the
you?
words of the Kool-Aid Man. Oh, yeah.
That's a big matchup though. And I'm starting. Did you look at my
JJ had
lineup?
another
Look at the
surgery.
guys I
What,
have
McCarty?
on bye.
Oh, no.
Who's on bye?
Look at the guys I have on bye for this week's matchup.
Oh, is
And they're
that why you're
both
projected
starting.
to lose?
Yeah. Just look at my bench.
Oh,
Oh
no.
my God!
Look at
You're
my-
starting 3 tight ends?
But his buys the same, or his bench is the same way though. So you guys are pretty much just starting all your bench guys.
I mean, yeah, I'm rocking
Yo,
with
just
Caleb
cut
Williams this
Garrett
week.
Wilson and grab another quarterback.
No.
That's crazy.
not
Caleb
cutting
Williams
Garrett
was
Wilson.
Surge's first pick of the draft at pick 7,
And he
and
caught
he's
him.
bounced around to like 4 teams now, and this is an 18 league. So half the league is at this guy.
Caleb Williams right now is my QB2 behind Jameis Winston, another guy that I'm nervous about starting. That is my tandem going into a big matchup with Matt. Williams is taking on the Minnesota Vikings this week, a big NFC North game. Hopefully the Bears play big because I need them to play big.
Yeah.
At this point in time, I don't know how many of those football players have actually checked out from that football team, and the Vikings need the win just as bad, and the Vikings actually still have a shot at getting themselves at least into the playoffs, even if they get eliminated in the first round. Vikings can still, Sam Darnold can still have a little incentive on whatever his bonuses are in Minnesota.
I got Sam Darnold in 2 leagues, man. I can't believe Matthews dropped Sam Darnold in the finer things.
I've picked him up in a 1 QB league, and I've held on to him because I have Justin Jefferson there. So I've been rocking with the Vikings stack for about like a month and a half, and then I got Kyler Murray as my other quarterback there. And it's been decent. Like, Darnold is going out there getting you 2 touchdowns. The Jacksonville thing was absolutely gross. Like, I don't know what happened with him against the Jaguars, but that was supposed to be the game where he went off, and he just went off an entire cliff.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I know he was limited at practice today, I believe. So right now he's not doing a lot of practice because he's dealing with like a hand issue. So maybe it's a holding the football type of deal.
Really, Sam Darnold?
Yeah. He was limited at practice. I was getting his notifications on.
It says ESPN. Foot here.
Foot?
Yeah.
Damn. Well, something's ailing him. But
it's not thought to be a serious issue. He should be able to play through it. Week 12, he projects to be a decent streaming option in the divisional matchup game against the Bears on Sunday.
Yeah, I don't want to drop him. Bears have a good secondary. But
yeah, I wouldn't drop him.
I expect a lot of opportunities for the Vikings to be able to score, for Justin Jefferson to be able to score. And the fact that he's the guy throwing the footballs to Justin Jefferson is the reason why I don't want to drop him there. It means more to keep that stack together because
yeah, I agree.
Like, ladies and gentlemen, Sam Darnold and Justin Jefferson in 2024 is a top 10 stack. I'm not gonna say top 5. It's a top 10 stack.
Yeah,
definitely got ahead of yourself there.
Yeah. Top five. It was in my head, but top 10, like statistically, yes, all the way.
So wait, which 5 are above them?
Top. Well, Chase Burrow, of course.
Right.
I would say that Kyler Murray and Trey McBride is a great stack because of all the targets that he gets.
Better than Jettas and Darnold this year?
Yeah, on a week-to-week basis, they're putting more points. But, like, part of it was, like, didn't one of them – no, Jefferson didn't miss time.
Yeah, neither one of them missed time.
So, I think the Murray McBride stack might have put up more points than the Jefferson-Darnold one. You take the
I'd have to look that up, but I don't think so, man.
He gets a lot of looks, bro. Like, he gets a lot of the looks that people –
yeah, because I have the McBride-Murray stack on the Money Sports. I feel like Darnold and Jettas have more than them, but
maybe it's those deep bombs too. McBride ain't getting the bombs.
So those 2, who else? Goff and St. Brown, I would put them up there.
Goff and St. Brown is definitely gonna go up there. I wouldn't put CeeDee Lamb in the top 10 of there's no,
I think Darnold and Jettas have been doing more than Brown and Hurts too.
And Brown missed 3 weeks, so I don't feel like I could put them up there either.
Right.
Because that stack hasn't been as effective. I can't put Tua, Tyreek Hill up there right now.
No,
because it just hasn't.
That's what I'm saying. So I think they are a top 5 stack. I think Darnold and Jettas are a top 5.
Close. Yeah, like when you really take everything else
out. When you kind of break it down, yeah.
Herbert, it's good to stack him with like Herbert, Quentin Johnson.
You just gotta stack him with the right one, but there's no clear cut number 1.
They're all getting the ball. Like Quentin Johnson's getting the ball. Lad McCon. It's a good situation, but as far as like a stack that you can trust, that you can go into this time of year with, like if your season's on the line in week 12 for fantasy, like I feel good about the Darnold Jefferson stack right now.
Yeah.
Compared to a lot of other ones. So yeah, maybe it is potentially top 5. That's interesting. I didn't really think about it until I actually.
There's still 7 weeks left, so there's still a lot of time to change things. But 6 weeks left. 6 weeks left. But yeah, there's still a lot of times where that can change. But
a lot to go.
Yeah, definitely a lot of regular season football. Not so much as far as fantasy football. Like this is the
this is the nitty gritty. Yes, the witching hour. Yes.
And week 12 is a massive week with big games across the board. And not to mention the bye weeks that only get more brutal, like this week.
I got most of my bye weeks out of the way except for Baltimore's. They got a week 14 bye, which is so
Yeah.
crappy.
And so do the Washington
So crappy.
Commanders that week. The Commanders and the Ravens are going to be out the week where it could potentially determine your entire season. This week we have 6
Oscar's
teams.
over here making moves.
What'd I do?
We got 6 teams on bye this week. We've got the Atlanta Falcons, the Buffalo Bills, the Cincinnati Bengals, Jacksonville Jaguars, New Orleans Saints, and New York Football Jets all on bye this week. So,
Oof.
Very, very. Man, I hate my sick picks team.
I love mine.
But you're good though.
5 weeks hurt.
Yeah, I
though.
don't even know how, bro. I don't know how that team is managing to win games.
So have we reached the point in time for the
In
all
third
the money
place.
picks?
Quite possibly.
All the money picks time.
I think a lot of us exerted our adrenaline in arguments.
Yeah, I think so. I said what I had to say. I spoke my piece.
I mean, look. For
Have
me,
fun with the number 10 plus pick, guys.
the Titans are number 2 overall pick. Levis is not playing like complete garbage right now. Calvin Ridley is thriving and getting me fantasy points and making me money. So we got the
Shout
Texans
out to
this
Cooper
week.
Kupp, Jahmyr Gibbs, Tyreek Hill. I can't remember who was my 4th guy. Oh, well, whoever the 4th guy was. Thanks for winning me my money.
Hold on, real quick. Fantasy question: Cedric Tillman, Jalen Waddle. Who would you start?
Probably Waddle.
Yeah.
The situation tomorrow is just going to be ugly for any type of.
Yeah.
I can't trust. It's hard to trust these AFC North battles, bro. Especially on a Thursday night.
The thing about Winston is he keeps throwing no matter what happens.
He's always going to throw the ball. No, he's always
so
going to
you
throw the
think
ball.
about what's that? 40 attempts. You know, like that's the thing that.
I mean, I
intrigues
get
me
it.
about
I get why you're really thinking about it, but I still probably would start.
We all
Waddle.
know he's going to throw a pick. I'm banking on it, but like I don't think he cares about that. He's just going to go out there. And the weather is looking disgusting, but guess what? The Browns can't run the ball. Chubb ain't doing nothing for nobody. He has to throw. Like, you have no option but to throw. It ain't the run game that's making it happen for the Browns. It's Winston's arm.
That is true.
I'm just going to have to think about it because guess what? Jalen Waddle hasn't done jack shit
The
all year.
Steelers should be able to pick him off once or twice tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'm contemplating starting them against you tomorrow. But I also have the Denver Broncos in True Legends. So it's one of those things like, do I start the Broncos? Do I roll with the Steelers? Like, they're basically like the top 3 options this year in defense for this particular week.
Start who you think you trust.
Well, for me, the reason why I want to start the Steelers is because I'm starting the Broncos in like 4 or 5 leagues already. So it's like that one little insurance policy.
Joe, who's in matchup hell, he's got like 3 buys. He needs his people there.
He plays Alex this week. They're both 4-7. That's a massive game in On the Money Sports. That's playoffs. Like it's over. Like this after this week, it could be over. Chris is also saying Jalen Waddle, so I'll probably make the move, and then I'll start Najee Harris. I'll ride with Najee for tomorrow's game. I'll ride with the Steelers defense potentially, and then everything else. In Elite 8, I'm starting Jameis Winston because I got no option. Because you guys just saw my bye week, what that shit consists of. So I'm riding with J-Mo in Elite 8, but in On the Money, still got time to think that one over.
All right, I got my picks.
All right.
You're the guest. Go first.
Oh, all right, cool. So last week I went 2 and 3. Did you guys figure out what week that was that you didn't do?
Yeah, I haven't got
Okay.
it.
So as of now, I'm 34 and
we're only
21.
moving ourselves further away from that last week.
I'm gonna count that week until you
It's
guys
gonna
tell me
come up when
otherwise.
you end up winning the On the Money Picks Championship.
Yeah,
this year.
yeah. I mean, I'm probably gonna win it anyway, but that's neither here nor there.
Not me, buddy.
But I'm 34 and 21 on the year so far, with that week included.
Damn, 34 and 21.
Yeah.
I got some.
And if you take that week away, it's probably 3 wins that I had that week, I would say, because that's what I've been doing, either 3-2s and 4-1s this year, pretty much almost every week.
Whatever, man. Don't try to apologize to me, man.
Hey, man.
We don't have.
Hey, man.
It's
I'm
like-
sorry, man.
We don't have quitters on this team.
So this week for my 5 on the Money Sports picks, I will be taking the Washington Commanders over the Cowboys. I'm going to take
Get right.
Yep, get right game.
Get right.
They got to get right.
They gotta get right.
After getting their asses handed to them last week against the Eagles. I'm going to take the Broncos over the Raiders, get their little hot streak, keep their hot streak going.
I'm taking another pick 6 in that game potentially. Patrick
You
Surtain
might,
and the
you
boys.
might want to do that against Gardner.
Oh,
Definitely
the shape of the Raiders right now? Good Lord.
I'm going to take the Niners over the Packers.
Yeah.
They
always do them in.
Right. I'm going to take the Cardinals over the Seahawks to keep their foot on the throats of all their other teams here in that division. 7-4. Yep. And I am going to go for the Monday night game for my last pick, and I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens over the Chargers.
Ravens over the Chargers.
So,
all right.
5 picks again. Washington over Cowboys, Broncos over Raiders, Niners over Packers, Cardinals over Seattle, and Ravens over Chargers.
All right. So, going into this week, I got a record of 25-25, completely mid after going 2-3 last week again. So this week, I'm taking it to the NFC West starting out. I'm also going to take the Redbirds, the Arizona Cardinals over the Seattle Seahawks to go to 7-4. I'm also going to take the San Francisco 49ers over the Green Bay Packers just because I feel like they kind of have their number. Number 3 pick, I'm going to Monday Night Football, and I'm taking those Bolts. I'm taking the Dogs, the LA Chargers, to get the upset win over the Baltimore Ravens on Monday Night Football. I'm going with the New England Patriots to beat the Miami Dolphins this week and screw themselves out of a nice position in the draft order, which a lot of our teams are going to be doing in the next couple of weeks with head-to-head matchups. And at number 5, I am once again taking the Birds to beat the LA Rams. I'm taking the Philadelphia Eagles. So that's Cardinals, 49ers, Chargers, Patriots, and Eagles. I tried to hit every corner.
I'm going to take the Rams. Soccer.
I mean, Rams would be a good plus money pick. Just because I'm taking the Eagles here doesn't mean I won't try to take the Rams on DraftKings.
I went 3-2 last week to move my record to 30-28.
Nice.
My picks this week are...
Oh, shit, you're moving it. You're pulling ahead away.
My picks this week are the Dolphins over the Patriots, the 49ers over the Packers, because that's just what the 49ers do to the Packers.
Packers are about to win now.
Yeah. Now I'm like,
fuck, bro.
Cardinals over the Seahawks, Rams over the Eagles, and the Chicago Bears.
Holy shit. I swear I was going to
pick the Minnesota Vikings.
Go get them, Caleb. Caleb more stack. And they're going to play themselves to be a top 10 stack after this weekend is over. 3 touchdowns, DJ Moore. Let's go.
So that's Dolphins, Bears, Niners, Cards, Rams.
Yeah.
That's my Fab 5.
I haven't even picked who I like in that game yet because I don't.
It's tough. It's a tough one to think about. Bears versus Vikings. I laid out the scenario earlier with what's going on with both teams. Like, this is pretty much it for the Bears if they don't win this game against their division rival. And it's a hurt piece for the Vikings to lose to the Chicago Bears team right now to try to keep up with everything else going on in the NFC and the crazy-ass race that's going on in the NFC West. Like, the Vikings can lose themselves out of all of that shit.
Major facts. Major facts, bro.
Like, you got to beat the Bears, but are you? Like, that's a great, like, upset pick for this week.
Come through, Chris. You're always welcome, bro. I'll just send my kids upstairs. I'll just tell them that we're not fighting. We're just yelling. We're just talking loudly.
Oh, man. You, Matt, and Chris sitting together talking about the Giants.
It'll just be Matt and Chris shitting on my takes, pretty much.
I don't feel like Matt agrees with a lot of the things.
No, me and Matt has rarely agreed on how our team should be ran, bro. Yeah. And you know what? Him and my dad actually think alike a lot when it comes to the Giants. Me and my dad go back and forth a lot about what the Giants should do too.
That's you. You got the vision that nobody else sees.
Hey, man. I don't know what to tell you guys.
Painting with a different coat of paint. Just clashing with every other Giants fan in your way.
You know.
The fire-breathing dragon.
What do I know, man? I'm just some fat guy from Violin, you know?
Oh, man. Well, it was good for you to be here and discuss the state of things.
Yeah, I really wanted to be here, man. Like you said in the beginning, I haven't been here in a while. So
it's your outlet.
Yeah, for sure. for sure.
It's been a bit since you were on the pod, so I always love it when you are here. Give some perspective on what's going on with the team. We get to do our Freebirds Rules episodes here, break that down. Not sure when you're going to be back on. From now till then, a lot of things could have potentially changed. Like you might come on for an episode where we're talking about the freaking fantasy playoffs. And
yeah, I do want to try and be here at
hell.
least before the playoffs start so we can kind of break that all down together about our leagues and stuff.
And so this was week 12 now. Week
And
14
I haven't
is the
even
final
got a
regular
chance to sit
season
with you
week.
guys and talk basketball yet. So
Well, eventually we'll.
Yeah, well, I know once football's done, we'll
Eventually,
definitely do a deeper dive into everything. But
We
yeah.
kind of just gave our lackluster picks for the season with basketball. And,
I didn't
know,
even
we're-
think about who's going to win it this year. I'm just thinking about the Knicks, bro. I just need the Knicks to be in the
That's
finals.
all you care
That's
about
all I
right
care
now.
about, bro. I don't give a
That's
shit
all you
who from
care
the West
about.
makes it out, as long as the Knicks are there competing
as-
with whoever.
As long as the Rockets keep going out here and winning basketball games,
I would
I'm
love
happy.
to see Knicks, Houston finals.
Ooh,
Bring it back,
bring it back.
baby.
Bring it back to the
95,
old times.
all over again.
Yeah.
It'll be 2025, so we're
Listen.
talking about 30 years removed.
We're probably not going to make it out of the second round, but it's nice to imagine
But hey, man,
ourselves
yeah, we can always dream.
in that place because right now we're playing some good
I think we
basketball.
should be ECF bound at a minimum. ECF bound. We just need to stay healthy, bro. We need to play together and stay healthy.
I went with the automatic pick. I went Celtics Cavs, ECF, I believe. I went
Cavs
Celtics
just lost their
Cavs.
first game.
Yeah, to
That's
the Celtics.
crazy. They finally look human. That's
And then my
fucking nuts.
finals pick is Phoenix Suns and Boston Celtics.
Phoenix, bro.
Yeah, bro.
I think
Budenholzer.
Memphis has a better chance in making a finals.
Memphis,
than
I'm
Phoenix.
tired of the Memphis story, bro. It's the same song and dance with those boys. They're
I
not
don't
going to make
like
it out of the
Phoenix,
West.
bro.
They never
Phoenix
make
has
it out of
no
the West.
bench, bro. They don't have no depth to take them through the playoffs.
Phoenix isn't bad. They're well coached now, bro. They're
Elon,
good.
tell
And King's
Oscar
hurt.
what you said about the Transformers earlier.
Oh, Chris wanted me to tell you the Transformers sucks, and so do the Thundercats. He just wanted to get you fired up. He was in all.
Yeah, we were arguing about.
We were talking about Dobby versus Golem. Somehow, somebody started it. I think your brother
Matthew
started the
it,
conversation
yeah, on the,
about
on
Gollum
the
from
forum.
Lord of the Rings being able to beat up Dobby, and a lot
You
of
wanna
us
know something
just
interesting?
had reservations. You never watched either
I've
one.
never watched any Lord of the
Yeah,
Rings.
he
I
said
told you
that.
guys.
Elon
He's
said
not
that,
going to
yeah.
know what we're talking about. That's why I didn't bring it up first. Like, I usually start with something that we're discussing 10 minutes prior,
Just like
Yeah,
I've
but
never
I steered
seen.
away from it.
I've never seen a Star Wars movie.
Wow,
No?
really? I'm not even a Star Wars fan, but I've seen. I
seen
like it. I like it. The movies. I'm just not a huge fan.
Oh,
like
Paul
some
George
people.
is hurt again. What's the?
Oh yeah, I meant to say that earlier. He's not returning.
You become what you sought to destroy, Anakin. My boy started going crazy on Mustafar. Lost his freaking mind because the Jedi's were lying.
What up, Edwin?
My boy.
Yeah,
So yeah,
never
man.
seen any of them.
Those are good movies, man.
Give it a shot one day.
They're
I
good
don't like the
movies.
live action Transformer movies. Only like 3 of them, maybe tops.
How many of them were there?
Wait,
I don't
no,
like
there's,
seven.
there's like 6 of them. There's like
I
6
thought-
of them. The latest one wasn't too bad though. I did watch the latest one.
The Beast Wars one was good.
Yeah. That was it.
Bumblebee was okay.
I mean, I said only like 3 of them.
The very first one was good.
The first one was great.
All the other ones were terrible except for the action scenes.
You know what's funny? Me and Diane went on our first date to watch that Transformer movie.
It was good.
Yeah, it was.
The animated movie they came out with in September is really good. Transformers 1.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's very good. All the cheesy parts are in the trailer.
Nice.
Like the rest of the movie, like it has its moments where it's funny, but overall it's a great movie.
Did you watch The Penguin yet?
No, I
Dude.
started to watch the first episode.
It's
And
worth
let me
the
tell
binge.
you,
It's
I
worth
wasn't
it.
getting into it.
Oh, come on! Don't tell me that.
I stopped watching it when
Some
the
shows you
girl
gotta
first
give it a
shows up
chance.
at the dude's house.
Yeah.
After he tells them we're shutting down,
Yeah.
and
Nah, you gotta
I'm just
watch it.
watching. I'm just like, I did hear the one thing they said. It's very interesting. Somebody picked up on it. I'll say this. Don't spoil anything else. The guy goes, "It's interesting that the majority of the Penguin movie takes place during the day
Yeah.
because you
Yeah.
pretty much realize you don't make business at night
Yeah.
because you know who's out at night."
Yeah. Now there is quite a few scenes that are still
Smart.
at night. But you
Smart.
could tell like if
Like that's kudos to the director.
no
and the
straight
writers.
up, straight
That's
So-
up.
good writing. Yeah.
To real,
The scenes that do take place at night, you could tell like they're being mad cautious about where they're at, how quick they're in these particular scenes and everything like
It's a
that.
good way to write Batman off the show.
Yeah, no,
while
it is.
still having that looming presence.
He was supposed to be on the show, but in the last minute, they were like, you know what? Let's not do this.
No, but you
just save it.
Watch it.
Build it.
Trust
build
me.
up.
Watch it, and you'll.
They did
I gotta
say.
give it a chance.
Yeah, no. Watch
I think
it.
what the sequel's coming out in 2025 or 2026.
I think 26, the beginning of 26.
October, I think, if
Yeah,
they have it
yeah.
set for.
Falcon.
And it's supposed to take place. Supposedly, it's about the rumors are it's either the Court of the Owls, or Oh, here we go.
Oh my god!
He's limping away. Well, Paul George
the last 3 minutes of the game
just went viral that Paul George just got hurt, and now all of a sudden Embiid is limping off of the court after being called out recently by Tyrese Maxey for being late to everything. Apparently, he must have tweaked something on his foot. Maybe a twist of the ankle the wrong way or something. I don't see nothing.
He looked fine right there in that replay.
I think he's just being a crybaby. I think this guy just wants to get out of Philly.
Look at his face. He's not even in pain, bro. That's fake.
Max.
I think he's being fake right now, bro.
He is trying to trade his way out of Philadelphia.
Penguin is a great show and sets up perfect for Batman too.
Yes. Yeah.
I got to give him a chance for sure. I know I do. I hear nothing but good things about it. Like people bring it up. They're like, "Did you watch Penguin?" Nah,
it's a good
Falcon
show.
and Winter Soldier comes out. What?
Well, Captain America now it's called.
Yeah,
Even though in my mind that's why I call it first. But yeah, that's coming out.
Falcon and Winter Soldier, the TV show, was really good.
Yeah,
I never watched that.
It reminded me.
You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. The old man is in the movie, bro.
Yeah,
he's back.
It reminded me of an 80s action movie. Like there was nothing but action. Like they just kept fighting. Oh, I loved it.
You might have to watch that.
You gotta check it out, and then you'll see who the old man is, because then it'll explain things that weren't explained.
I know the wife
like
wants
previously.
to see Mufasa.
That ties into Captain America and everything. I want to see. When does Mufasa come out?
I think Christmas time. I think.
Oh, that's gonna be good shit. Yeah, there's some good movies coming out now. I mean, we got through the bad part of waiting. Now we're gonna get all the good stuff. Like at the end of the year, we get Secret Wars. Like we're gonna get all the good
I'm not
stuff,
even
bro.
attempting to watch Joker 2.
I didn't.
What, the musical?
Yeah.
No,
I'm not watching.
Didn't need
I'm
to.
not watching that.
Didn't need to. I'm good.
Honestly, I didn't even watch the first one.
I did. It's good.
Yeah, I heard it was good,
Good shit.
but I didn't bother.
I'm not watching.
They just they took a good thing and just completely just destroyed it, pretty much. Like all the success from the first movie, like they kind of tried to make this one more grander and everything and do all this stuff with it, and then they just it's the shits, the absolute shits. No Rotten Tomatoes, none of that. Just it was absolute trash.
It was just
Oh, and Daredevil Born Again comes out next year.
Yeah.
So you got Thunderbolts, Captain America, Daredevil Born Again, and Fantastic Four coming out next year.
Not Secret Wars though.
Nah, that's not coming out soon.
Next year, 2026.
You still got to do.
Well, at least we're getting big, like 4 big titles this year instead of the gap.
Wait, what do you mean this year? Like 2025 this year?
2025, yeah, this coming year.
I'm like, oh shit, we got a movie coming out this month?
Nah, they just did. They had Agatha that just came out.
So Captain America is February 14th, right?
Right.
Daredevil's on March 4th. Thunderbolts is May 2nd. Ironheart is supposed to finally debut in June 24th. Fantastic Four is July 25th. The Eyes of Wakanda, the animated show coming out, is August 6th.
There's a What If Season 3 I heard too.
Marvel Zombies comes on October of 2025.
Oh, nice.
And Wonder Man debuts December 2025.
What is it? Wonder
Man.
Wonder Man?
Yeah.
Wait,
and then Doomsday comes out May 1st, 2026. So that means filming for Doomsday is probably going to start sometime early next year.
Yeah, I was going to say, you haven't started already.
You know what I was thinking? What if?
And Secret Wars comes out a year after that, May 7th, 2027. Blade has been now taken out of the thing, and it's to be announced. So that movie's never getting made.
Push that shit back. I'm wondering when Kang is going to get killed off.
He's probably going to get killed off in the first 10 minutes
I would think
of Doomsday.
It's going to hurt. Are we even going to see him? Like, When Ant-Man sends him away in that fight scene they have at the end, like, do we just not see him until it's time for him to die?
I don't know, but supposedly
you don't have anybody to play.
As soon as Secret War is over, the next phase is, and the next phase of Marvel movies, the Mutant Saga.
Yeah, X-Men. X-Men's gonna be after the Secret Wars, pretty much, right?
Uh-huh.
That's what's gonna come. And
supposedly the rumors Tobey Maguire might be in the next Doctor Strange movie.
Really?
So we're gonna get Avengers versus X-Men after all the Secret Wars.
Yeah,
because they're gonna fight.
Yeah,
that happens in the comic books, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Avengers versus X-Men.
It's pretty crazy.
Yes, it's
especially
wild.
Cyclops. Like Cyclops goes off the deep end.
Yeah, he's gonna go nuts, and that's just gonna trigger a bunch of shit to go down.
Oh yeah, they got to implement all that in the movies.
So they got a long ways to go. We waded through the worst of it, and now we're gonna get treated to a lot of good shit.
But what's been setting up for all? Like, what is there anything setting up any of these movies? Or are these movies just coming out as their own like?
Well, the Secret Wars will set up the next Doomsday.
Secret Wars, the next big event.
Secret
Wait,
Wars
what comes out first? Doomsday.
Yeah,
Doomsday.
So we gotta wait till Doomsday to come
2 years
out.
though.
They're gonna do the.
We gotta wait 2 years for Doomsday.
2026.
So wait, what comes out next year? Nothing?
Captain America. Thunderbolts.
What the hell's Thunderbolts?
It's a ragtag group of misfits from all over. You
got Suicide Squad Light.
Suicide Squad version of but the Marvel version. You got Elena.
Which is weird because Norman Osborn's supposed to lead them, but hey, who am I?
Elena, her dad. There's Young Avengers that's coming out because Ms. Marvel was recruiting like all the Young Avengers together, so that's gonna like come out eventually.
Oh, that's this girl's family, right? Black Widow's family.
Yeah, Elena's in the Thunderbolts, and then there's like a few. There's Bucky is in it. Bucky's in the Thunderbolts.
The fake Captain America.
The fake Captain America's in. Oh yeah, you don't know about.
Yeah, you don't know about that.
Yeah.
Wait. Back up.
You gotta watch.
Back up.
You gotta watch.
I gotta watch.
Soldier
watch.
Watch.
Oh, okay.
Just watch it.
Just watch it. What are you waiting for?
It's crazy.
I don't know.
It's crazy how connected.
Watch an episode a day while you're on break eating lunch.
Yeah, it's a nice little pastime to watch. I might rewatch it because I'm
pretty sure your leader lets you take breaks.
Yeah, he does.
I
just try not.
I
actually
bad
try
so
not
far.
to.
I gotta
try
finish
and
last
get
2
done
episodes
as quick as I can.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It ties into like more grander scale type of stuff. There is something interesting at the end of Agatha is about a certain character that I'm just wondering like who it is when they go through the whole story.
I still haven't watched Moon Knight yet.
Yeah, give it a shot.
I did watch that. That was pretty good.
Heather liked Moon Knight. Heather definitely liked Moon Knight.
Yeah,
I think she liked it a little bit more than I did, and I think I just need to watch it over again to like appreciate it. Maybe.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. It was a good one.
Word. Well, there's the nostalgia portion of the
Right.
podcast, and once these movies start hitting theaters and we go to see them, like we're probably going to be talking about them and mentioning them more, or at least having the conversation about comic book story arcs on
Right.
which is healthy to do without giving away anything. Because if you are a follower of these movies and a fan of these movies, and you pretty much already know what's going to happen, you just want to see it unfold in front of you. Like you already know who's going to show up. It's just a matter of how they present it to you as the fan. You're just hoping that it has a likeness to the comic book that you grew up on. But nonetheless, we're going to talk about it. We're going to be talking football. More Sunday action this Sunday. Thursday night football action. Huge Monday night football game. And another episode of On the Money Podcast here. Same time, same place next week as we break down everything that we thought we knew and all the more questions that we have for next week. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, be safe. Wait. Next week is Thanksgiving. Oh, wait,
it's a Wednesday. We'll be recording.
Okay.
We'll be here for Thanksgiving Eve. While you're preparing the trimmings, the seasonings, and all that.
All right.
Just throw us on. We'll get you through your prep.
You ain't even got to pay
your meal
attention.
prep.
You ain't even got to pay attention to us, but you can listen to us.
All right. Locked in, baby. Let's go.